Beats Planet.
Sound test on this. Yo. testing. A little bit more. It's a little bit. That sounds a little better. Listen, y'all. Happy Cowboy Friday. It's one of them ones. Man, last night was something special. And what I do on these victory morning afters or whatever, I just cut on 105.3 The Fan. I look at stats and I basically prep myself before I get into full blown film mode. Plenty film we're gonna watch this week, and I'm just kind of basically prepping myself for it, prepping y'all for it. Man, it might be like 5 or 6 videos this week, bro. I got so much in the tank I want to talk about this game, and film is much better after you win. So we're definitely going to be doing that. Just to kind of set the plate for y'all of what we're going to be doing today, chat box, just let me know if my sounds and my visuals good. Just let me know. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to listen to 105.3 The Fan, because I really, you know what I'm saying, I kind of like their post game day after type of deal they got going on. Mike Fisher is supposed to call in with some big news, so we'll listen to what he has to say. I'm going to take calls just to get some morning after reactions. In case you didn't get a chance to tune in last night, you may have been doing something. You may have been tied up with your fam watching the game, whatever. But you may have had a reaction but didn't get a chance to call in last night. You can call in today with your thoughts. So the number's available. It's on the screen. It's in the description. It's there for you. Adrian Beltre is retiring now, but whatever. They got some. Now, see, let me just address Pappy James 3 in the comment section before I move on here. That is a cry for attention and a cry for help, y'all. Cause I saw this comment that he made. Enjoy your first round exit. I saw it the first time he posted it. But he posted again because he wanted me to see it. So I'm going to give him the attention that he's looking for. Everybody, yay! Clap it up for him. Clap it up for him, for Pappy James. He got my attention. There you go, sir. There you go, young Pappy James, whatever. Setting the table. This is the morning after stream. You can call in, say whatever you like. You can react, tell me what you think, moving forward, moving backwards, whatever you need. I want to take a look at the stats because I looked at them last night and I was blown away. And I looked at them again this morning. It was like even more that I was looking at. I was like, damn, boy. And I'm not stat guy. But I do think that they tell the overall story. Even though the film kind of gives me the answers I'm looking for, the stats do indeed tell us what happened last night. So I'm gonna look at some stats at some point. We're gonna play a bunch of 105.3 The Fan. We're gonna hear their commentary, hear what they got to say. Some news is on the way. And I kind of just want to ask y'all about the film that y'all want to see. Let's get this going. Hold on. Let's see what Mike Fisher got to say. Let's see what Mike Fisher got to say. Hold on.
54. As I was teasing top of the hour. That's
Looks
right.
like Fisher's number 54 now.
Fisher has a jersey?
A special guest host here for the Fish Report. It's Jaylon Smith right here on your home of the Cowboys, 105.3 The Fan. And a good morning to you, Jaylon. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Great victory last night.
Well,
What's going on my radio, man?
I like that. So congrats. We are still inside the 24-hour rule, so you can live it up and celebrate, right? Isn't that Jason Garrett's rule?
Absolutely.
So what was the scene in the locker room like last night? I've heard a couple of stories. I wasn't there, but it sounded like it was a pretty enthusiastic deal, and some of you guys even doing Leighton Vander Esch's celebration there. Is that howling at the moon, or what do we call that now?
Absolutely. We joke around. We call him the Wolf Hunter. So, just kind of taking it and running with it. He's a hell of a guy and a great player.
So when Drew Brees gets the ball back just under 3 minutes to go after the fumble, what's on your mind? Were you confident you guys were going to go out there and get a stop?
Yeah, any chance that we get, to step out on that field, that defense, the tribe that we have, we like our chances. We just have to be on our P's and Q's and execute and play with tenacity, and we were able to do that.
So, Jaylon, I hadn't noticed you guys playing very much dime defense this year, and then it seemed like on 3rd and longs, Jordan Lewis was coming in the game, and you were the only linebacker on the field. Did it get lonely out there without any other linebackers?
No, for me, I'm very versatile, so I'm able to balance it out. I like to think of myself as a jack of all trades, But, any chance you get, getting a chance to play with some extra DBs, just kind of bring out that inner DB in myself, back to my high school 7-on-7 days.
And then, Jaylon, we've heard from Mike Fisher and Jerry Jones about after the game was over and how tight and how close this team is after games are over, especially after victories. Can you talk about the camaraderie or the family that the 2018 Dallas Cowboys are becoming?
It's just we're a tribe, we're a unit. We all love one another. We play, for each other. Not only for each other, but we play for each other's families as well. We're all in this together, and that's the foundation that we've built since April. And we're getting a chance to put that on display, by our efforts on the field.
How much easier is it to get buy-in, though, when you're on a 4-game winning streak to stuff like that?
Oh, man, it's a lovely feeling. Anytime that you can get a victory in this National Football League, you have to embrace it. So we got to keep it going.
So how much better is the defense than last year, and what do you attribute that improvement to or taking the next step to?
Yeah. We began, those last 4 games of the year last year, we began building, what this defense is now. And, it all starts with running to the ball. That's what we do. That's what makes us different in the elite. So we have to continue that. There's still so much that we can improve on. But, to get 4 wins in a row, it's a great build.
Now, what would you tell us? How much better are you individually now in your second full season and with lessons learned and all that?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing, man. Everything that I've been through with my story, it's just been a tremendous effort on all parties and a lot of faith, and the Cowboys organization believing in me as well. So I'm thankful, and I'm getting a chance to play the game I love at a very high level.
How difficult is it physically for you guys? Now, you're a young team, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but 3 games in 12 days, I believe, is the stretch that you just finished, and now you get to actually wait until next Sunday. How tough is that physically on some guys, and how great is it to get this little break?
It's definitely great to get a break, but, anytime you win, it's that soreness you feel next day, like I'm feeling right now, it's a good sore.
Is somebody messing with you right now, Jaylon, or are you just giddy about the victory and all that and having fun?
No, man, I'm blessed to be alive on this earth and doing what I love.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people thought I would never play this game of football again. And,
sorry.
To be resilient, it's an incredible thing. So it's not a lot of times where I'm frustrated.
And then, Jaylon, watching the game, when you guys come off after stopping the Saints and stopping other teams, there's Sean Lee right there when he can't suit out and really giving you guys high fives and pats on the head and stuff. I want to know kind of how much is Sean Lee part of the game when he can't be in the game physically playing and helping you guys out?
Sean, he has so much expertise, and he has so much fight. And it's just something that you have to respect as a not only as a football player, but as a man. He knows the game of football like no one else. So we're always able to feed off of him and learn from him. He's a great attribute to this team.
What can you tell us about the other teammate there in Leighton Vander Esch in his rookie year? What sticks out to you about him?
I mean, just a guy that loves football and is, getting a chance to dominate. So I love having him as my teammate.
How about Jordan Lewis? He's the guy that this year he hasn't been playing a whole lot, and then he's a big part of helping to stop Alvin Kamara on all your 4th and longs. How has he handled it, or I don't know how much you guys interact about it, where you're not really a big part in terms of number of plays you play. Then we play the best team in football, and you play a huge role. How does that work?
Man, he's a guy that I grew up with, since we were 12 years old, playing, football together and, 7-on-7 and going to all the camps together. We're both Midwest guys, him being from Detroit, me from Indiana. So I know all about him, and he's a competitor. He's an extreme competitor. And the one thing that you can count on with him is, his effort is going to be there. And when his number is called, he's going to make a play.
It's Jaylon Smith with us here in the Nation. Do you need to get that door? We good?
Man, I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries. Hey, we appreciate you making a little bit of time for us right here on your home of the Cowboys. If you wouldn't mind, as you get that door, I wouldn't mind asking you a little bit about, your thoughts on this Notre Dame team. Do you think they can do it, and how much are you into this ride?
No. Man, here come the Irish, baby. We're 12-0.
Hell no.
And we're going strong. So we got to keep it going. I'm the number one fan, being a Golden Domer myself. So let's get this job done.
Have you watched any Alabama football this year? Because I don't want to say anything negative about any other teams, but they look just silly good.
Yeah, ain't nobody worried about Alabama.
Okay.
Come on.
Bring on
Here come the Irish.
Bring on Bama, huh?
Thank you.
Okay.
Here come the Irish.
Okay, now, if you guys are doing a live practice session and you're doing the goal line work where you guys get to do a little bit where you go really live and the hole opens up, it's 4th down, and Zeke needs 1 yard. You meet him at the 1. Where does he fall down?
When we go live and during camp, Zeke doesn't go because, he's obviously a major asset to the team and all of that good stuff. But he'd probably say he like his chances, but I like my chances as well.
So you actually have to hit your brother more often than you have to hit Zeke in that scenario.
Exactly.
Okay, and speaking of Rod, we have an appearance tonight, right, with you and Rod and our Jesse Holly. It's Burger M in Louisville from 5 to 7. You look forward to interacting with the fans a little bit, I suppose.
We'll see you there.
All right, Jaylon. Appreciate your time as always. Congrats on the win.
Yeah, take care.
There he goes. He's Jaylon Smith, and again, that's 5 to 7 tonight at Burger M in Louisville.
All right, y'all, go to Burger M. go check that out. Let's get started though. Let's get this thing rolling. Let's get it cracking. Let's run it for the cardio. I've been tending to my glass that I stole from Buffalo Wild Wings long time ago. Statue of limitation. Boy, after the Cowboys victory, everything's so much better. Before I get this live stream going for real, boy, water tastes so much better after a Cowboys victory. Boy, water tastes better. I want to see the water. I want to see it taste better after a Cowboys victory. Salute to y'all. Boy, this water must have came from Lake Minnetonka. God damn, boy. Anyway, let's get it going. So I set up some polls on my Twitter machine and on my Facebook community button and on my YouTube community button. It's a lot of film that needs to be dropped this week. Plenty film that needs to be dropped this week. After a win of this level, of this epic proportion, we it's plenty film to break down. So whenever you got a chance, swing by my YouTube community joint, my Facebook community joint, swing by the Twitter joint. What I basically have is Jaylon and Vander Esch. They're winning by a mile now. I'm basically trying to decide which film to drop first, second, third, fourth, fifth, maybe sixth. Jordan Lewis and the DBs. That film session is coming up right behind them, but it seems to be like this tug of war between Cooper and Gallup offensive line, and I'm gonna throw in the D line and their pressure and all that. So it's a lot of things that we got to cover this week, but we got a long time to do it. We don't from this Thursday, from yesterday till next Friday. We got a lot of time to get film out. So go cast your vote. Let me know how you think. It looks like the clear favorite is Jaylon and Van Der Esch to get that first film session. So, assuming the plug hit me with the all 22 immediately, I may have that done by tonight. It's time to work. It's time to work, fam. Anyway, let's run it for the cardio. I wanted to look at the stats. I was looking at the numbers last night, and I was blown away. First of all, I'm not a numbers guy. But I was definitely blown away by what we were able to do. The biggest number that caught my attention, honestly, was I was looking at the drive summary, right? And I'm only looking at the Saints right here. First quarter, punt, punt, punt. Damn. Not even punt, 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 right? But in the first quarter, 3 and out, and 5 plays, then punt. You know what I'm saying? They gained a total 17 yards on their third drive, then they punted. Wow, Carl Lewis. They they had the ball 35 seconds. Their first drive, 1:27 seconds. The second drive, 2 minutes and 26 seconds. The third drive. Meanwhile, the Cowboys' first drive, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Boom, punt. But then we got the touchdown. That drive was 80 yards, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. So, the game plan all week, I don't even want to take credit for saying it early. I don't want to take credit for saying it first because it's obvious. It's football X's and O's at this point. You got to take the ball out of their hands, and you got to run the ball, run the clock when we get it. You got to play ball control when we get it. You know what I mean? That's clear. That's easy. That's obvious. But on that same token, I wasn't really falling for the notion that we need to be slow. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be methodical. We need to kill time. We need to huddle up and figure this thing out. But on the same token, if we got an opportunity to strike, let's strike. So when we watched film on young Michael Gallup, we saw they weren't respecting the Gallup versus Eli Apple matchup. Eli was giving Gallup a lot of space. I was watching on the live stream. I was saying it. Man, Eli giving Gallup a lot of space. And before you know it, they switched the coverage up a little bit. They shaded the guy over. They put Lattimore on Gallup sometime. Coop was able to eat over on the other side. That was interesting. We'll get into the player stats after a while, after a second here. Going into the second quarter, Cowboys fumble. Damn. I don't encourage turnovers, man. When we get into elite level football, meaning playoffs, when it's time to play that level of football, we don't need to be giving the ball away, especially after we score and we know the team that we're dealing with is deadly. At the time, I'm kind of fuming right now because I'm like, boy, the motherfucking Saints turned this shit into a goddamn shootout and we fumble right there. I'm pissed off. However, the Saints drive, the second quarter, the Saints' first drive of the second quarter, 7 plays, 38 yards, which really gives you a good idea of the damn positioning that we gave them. Field position was nasty for them that they got to the 1 yard line and it only took 38 yards to get there. They burnt 2 minutes and 53 seconds, 7 plays, but man, the defense was so nasty. Nasty, bro, that it ended up being a goal line stand. Hell, man, the Saints got real horizontal with us. You know what I mean? They tried to spread us out a bunch, and they tried to hit us with these swings, with these sweeps, screens, bubbles, jailbreaks, just getting guys out in space because they created so much room, getting so wide horizontal with us. But what they weren't able to account for, and this is where like personnel makes the difference here. Our D-line was nasty enough to get it done in the middle, but our linebackers and safeties were so fast horizontally, sideline to sideline, that it didn't even matter that when they tried to get side to side with us, we were able to run and catch them. You couldn't go up the middle because Antoine Woods, Tyrone Crawford, the rest of the D-line, they were nasty in there. Plus, we had the linebackers there playing run responsibility. But when it was time to get sideline to sideline, the ass was running. Ass was gone. I can't wait to break down Jaylon Smith and Van Der Esch. Let's take a sip of this. Boy, that damn precipitation look good. Let's take a sip for that. Stop them. So, hell, we in the middle of the second quarter, and the Saints only had 4 drives. Pardon me, the whole first half. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the Saints only had 4 drives the whole entire first half. Crazy. Punt, turnover. It was 10-0 at this point. Cowboys, I just saw it. So and so we got the ball back. And we had a 16 play. This was pivotal. Y'all ready for this? 16 play, 70-yard, 9-minute drive. Damn, Carl Lewis. It ended in a field goal. It would have been much better if we'd have ended it with points. I think this may have been the drive that we missed Gallup wide open on the right sideline. I can't remember. I had to look at the film. But, man, 16 plays. We started on R2. Drove 70 and killed 9 minutes. Bruh. The one thing you didn't want is the Saints to get the ball back, then them get the ball back at the beginning of the third quarter. That's what you didn't want. That's absolutely what you didn't want. Fam, that was so impressive. Let me look at the chat box to see how impressed y'all are with that. 9 minutes? What is it? 9 minutes? 9 minutes? What? Well, chat box ain't even responding. It's cool. We'll keep talking. Whatever. So yeah, we're in the third quarter now. They finally get a drive going. They get 2 drives actually. In the third quarter, Saints start off with a 10-play, 45-yard, 5-minute drive where they get a field goal. We get the ball back. We punt. We get 6 plays. It wasn't a 3 and out. That's cool. But on those 6 plays, we killed 4 more minutes. Makes sense, right? It makes sense. So they kill 5, we kill 4. The Saints score on this drive, on this next drive, 10 plays, 47 yards, 4 minutes and 39 seconds. But damn, that's between us. I mean, I'm not good at math. That's like what, 9 and 5. That's 9 minutes. That's 9 minutes. We punted, they field goal, they touchdown. So before you know it, it's the damn fourth quarter, and it was only 3 drives in the fourth quarter. Saints punt, Cowboys fumble, Saints turnover. We get the interception there. On the drive that the Cowboys fumble, we started at the 14. We drove 54 yards, and but that drive was 6 minutes. You know what I mean? We scored when we could have, but if you think about just the game as a whole offensively, if we don't turn the ball over, you know what I'm saying? If we don't fumble, if we don't, get, wild little penalties or whatever, if we just control the game, it looks a lot worse for the Saints, honestly. Like, just think about the points that we left on the board, whether it be the miss with Cooper, or the fumble here in the fourth quarter, or the fumble in the second quarter. If you just think about, man, if we could have turned those into points. You know what I mean? Or even this. I'll take this. You ready? When Michael Gallup catches the ball on the left sideline or whatever, and he could have scored, but he didn't, but he got stopped, and that turned into a field goal because we couldn't execute inside the red zone. Hell, if Michael Gallup keeps his feet, that's a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of point to say that this team was so great. The Saints team was so great. And it's not a knock on the Saints, because I think the Cowboys are really good. But they only scored 10 points. We scored 13. Their defense played great. But the points that we left on the field, it could have been a lot worse. But what I really like about it is that the Cowboys understand that it could have been a lot worse. You hear the players in the interviews, you hear them talk about it, you hear Coach Garrett talk about it, that there was a lot of missed opportunities. There was a lot of plays left on the field. A lot of meat left on the bone, like Joe Randall and young Fuster King would say. So, man, we got a lot of stuff to do. David Alexander dropped a deuce in the super chat. We that film, break it down. Dotskit. I feel you, young Dave. Dotted skit, white skit. My beer tastes so much better while I'm driving after a. Wait, what? Wait. Mr. Wright, you can't be drinking and driving, man. You don't know who in my chat box, dog. Chevion Wilson, that's a cold little name. Chevion Wilson dropped 5 in the super chat. Thank you, sir. Salute to you. Dave Alexander dropped another deuce, says we left 15 points on the field. True. Possibly more. Depends on, whatever else. Let's get into some player stats, though, which I thought was interesting as I drink my Cowboy water. Pinky up. Boy, they must have gone to Alaska and found the purest untouched snow, melted it, and packaged it in my water. Boy, everything's so much better after a Cowboy. Man, my shirt feels great after a Cowboy W. Man, this microphone sounds clear after a Cowboys W. Let's get into some stats, shall we? Let's get into some stats. Just moving on from the drive sheets or whatever. Saints had 8 possessions though, fam. That's absolutely what the doctor ordered. Cowboys had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we both had 8 possessions. Sure. Sure. Man, once this defense starts scoring, it's gonna be nasty, bro. I just know it. My YouTube wife Nene is having a shitty day, but able to come into work and hear Saints fans complain about how Jerry paid the refs. Oh God, why don't he pay the refs every week if Jerry paid the refs? Why aren't we undefeated if Jerry Jones paying the referees? Whatever. Hear Saints fans complain about Jerry and we're cheating and Randy Gregory is their MVP. It feels so good right now. I'm glad you're finding some light, Nene. Young Nene, I'm glad you're finding some light in this thing. Mr. Wright say women feel better after a Cowboy. Mr. Wright ain't told no lie. Let's get into this then. Let's get into individual player stats. We're going to start with the Saints because these kind of blow me away the most because it shows, what we were able to do on the defensive side. Also, in case I want to call into the show with your reactions, you may have missed everything last night, but you want to call into the show, give your thoughts, your reactions or whatnot. The phone number's on the screen, 515-739-1285. Access code is 309-104 when it asks for it. Yeah, call in and say whatever you got to say. We'll just run it for the cardio. Let's see what 105.3 The Fan talking about before I get into my Saints offensive stats. I was looking at the stats last night, bro, and I just had no idea it was gonna look like that. Like I knew we were gonna play some great defense because
Atlanta's something else.
Okay.
No, LA does have a home field advantage.
Okay,
the Rams, they get the Coliseum rocking.
Okay.
The Chargers have nothing.
Okay.
It's really weird. The Rams got it going on a little bit. The Chargers have nothing.
So that's interesting from the Saints' perspective is they're probably still going to get a bye. That's probably pretty simple to probably get. But Rams and Saints, if they meet each other up in the NFC Championship game, that home field advantage is now up for grabs pretty much.
Okay, I see Atlanta has the Mercedes-Benz thing going too. They're both Mercedes?
Oh, man, Mercedes.
Man, Mercedes is cranking up the prices, aren't they? Is that what's happening?
All
it must be a
participants
nicer
are
vehicle.
muted,
You know, they're
and they
selling
can
a lot of them.
unmute themselves.
A lot of money. Holy cow. Hundreds of millions of dollars laying around to sponsor stadiums. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty
I was saying, how much money is Peloton? I have a Peloton. How much money is Peloton bringing in that they're running commercials left and right on Thursday Night Football?
Good
they're
question.
the official sponsor of something now. I'm like, dang, a lot of people are buying those bikes.
Man, buy a real bike.
It is the champion of those exercise bikes, though, isn't it?
I mean, I think.
Yeah, we ain't finna sit up here and listen to y'all talk about exercise bikes. We got a phone call before we get into some stats. Let's run it for the cardio. 559. What's happening? Who this?
What's up, man? What's going on?
What's cracking like? What you got for the show?
Hey, man, I was just watching the game last night, man. The Cowboys defense looks something special. But I'm still worried about Dak, man. I mean, I'm going to keep it real here. Dak Prescott missing that wide-open throw to Gallup down the sideline, that's just disturbing. Sure. And you cannot fumble the ball like that. The Cowboys got away with one. Drew Brees was not his normal self, but Dak is still, he makes just enough plays for you to say, okay, he's going to do something, but it's, he doesn't throw the big interception, but he's still fumbling the ball at the worst times, and he's still missing wide open receivers. I just don't have faith in Dak. That's all I got, man. I'm glad for the Cowboys win, but the voice still alarms me.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Where you from? Where you from, first of all?
I'm out here in Cali, man. I'm out here in Fresno.
What's the water taste like in Cali after a Cowboys victory? Does the water taste a little better after a Cowboys victory?
Yeah, I mean, it always does, man. I was born and raised in Dallas, man. I was born in Fort Worth, so I'm a Cowboys through and through, man.
Gotcha. As far as Dak goes, I'm with you on the turnovers. Dak's not the guy that needs to be turning the football over. He doesn't throw interceptions, but damn, if you look at the fumbles this year, you might as well count those as that.
Yep.
So I hope he cleans that up. Also, I'm not as pissed off about Dak missing open guys. One, everybody does it. Phillip Rivers lost the game missing a wide open guy. Cam Newton missed the game, lost the game missing a wide open guy. But we just got to come to the understanding that if Dak's going to be our quarterback, he's not going to be Pat Mahomes. He's not going to be Drew Brees. He's not going to make every single throw, and that's kind of what we got to deal with Dak. But if we look at Dak's performance as a whole, sure, he missed Gallup wide open at one time. But if Dak doesn't fumble the ball twice, are we saying Dak had a bad game? Dak had a very Dak-like game. Now, let's just talk about a Dak-like game. If Dak just moves the bus 250 or so yards, he rushes for a little bit, two big runs actually. I wish he had a couple more of those. And we just win the game and keeps the defense alive, then we're not really complaining about the Dak football game. If you take away those two fumbles, I ain't really tripping about what Dak Prescott did. You know what I mean? Dak opened up pretty nice. I got you. Go ahead.
Don't get me wrong, Sam. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Dak hater, man. I like Dak. I like Dak. I like his body. He's built that he can run the ball. But as far as an accuracy thing, I mean, he's been in the league long enough now to know that he needs to get rid of the football a lot faster. That guy holds onto the ball way too long, which contributes to a lot of these fumbles that he's doing. I don't know who's working with him, but he needs to find a way to get that ball out quicker, whether it be slants or whatever, because he's hitting Amari Cooper. He just doesn't have the confidence, I think, to let go of that ball sometimes, and you see that when he plays. I don't know, maybe it's the line isn't as good as it was, but I am happy that Connor Williams is not in there anymore. We've seen a big turnaround in this 4-game winning streak since Connor Williams hasn't been in there. I think that dude's a miss. Hopefully they can trade for him. I don't like Connor Williams. That's all I got. So.
Let me come on, man. Let me say this, because this happens a lot in football world. We sometimes attach performance with result without really looking at the performance. Su'a-Filo hasn't been great, and Cameron Fleming hasn't been great neither. We just happen to be winning. If I can attribute anything to our wins, I would think that Amari Cooper bumps this offense one tick up, and I think we've been playing great defense. We've been doing better on third downs. Dak still got sacked 7 times last night, and some of that was on Su'a-Filo getting blown up like Connor Williams would, and some of that is on Cameron Fleming now and Lael Collins, of course. Now, when I break down the film, I'm definitely going to have an exact look at things, but let's just not associate performance and winning directly like that. Oh, Su'a-Filo plays here. Oh, we won. It must be because of Su'a-Filo. Let's take a closer look and let's really figure out what's going on. Su'a-Filo been getting his ass whooped. I've been looking at the film. I just haven't dropped videos on it. I'm definitely gonna drop a video on it this week. As far as Connor Williams, god damn, why we gotta trade him now? Whoa. Let him get in this man body, do some push-ups, eat a peanut butter sandwich or something, get some creatine, grow a little bit, try him at tackle maybe. I think he's fine at guard, but let's try him at tackle and then we'll cross that road and figure out what's going on. I appreciate the call though, my man. Salute.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, man. So let's trade Connor Williams. Goddamn, boy, oh boy. I need to sip a little more of this Cowboy. Let me pour some more. Post some more. Post some more. Oh, boy. I think the big deal with Dak Prescott, and I don't think he's getting a lot of credit for this, though. Dak, his rookie season, when you first get to the league, that's basically your blueprint of what the rest of your life is maybe kind of sort of gonna feel like. And Dak Prescott came here with a hell of a safety blanket and a hell of an offensive line, right? To where Dak got used to holding the football. I get it. I understand. He got used to holding the football. He had a hell of a safety blanket in Jason Witten. Witten ain't here no more, and that offensive line absolutely ain't the same. So what young Rain Dakota Prescott's got to do, and I think he has a better idea of this. Because let's not forget, he is in his third year. He's a 4th-round pick in his third year. You know what I mean? I know we've been spoiled with these other young quarterbacks doing great things. Well, they have geniuses at offense coordinator. Everybody doesn't have a genius at offense coordinator. Look at guys like Matt Ryan, hell, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Matt Stafford. Those guys didn't really get it going till their 4th, 5th year. You know what I'm saying? So let's not just, boy, Dak needs to be Tom Brady today. Let's not get into that. Because it's not accurate. You can actually see Dak growing. Pardon me. You can actually see Dak growing every game. You can see Dak learning how to play through adversity. Like, we're kind of forgetting that Travis Frederick ain't played this year. Tyron Smith kind of in and out. Left guard or whatever, we're kind of figuring that out. I mean, and that isn't me hating on Suafilo, but Suafilo hasn't been like Ron Leary godsend neither. And Leo Collins has been kind of choppy. So we're looking at Dak Prescott manage a football game getting sacked 7 times. And that's just sacks. Not to mention getting hit in the face 2 times in a row, just the pressure and all that. This ain't me making excuses for Dak or anybody, really. But I think we need to take a hard look at offensive line going into the offseason. You know what I'm saying? When Dak has a clean pocket, sure, Dak can be a top tier quarterback. But people look in the face and say, "Well, what if Dak ain't got a top tier offensive line? What if Dak is missing guys?" Cool. We saw Dak go 9-7 with a offensive line missing guys and missing his running back for, I don't know however many games, or 6 games of the season it was. This year, Dak is 6-5, 7-5. What the record is? Dak is overcoming and leading us to wins with a faulty offensive line. Now, we had to add Cooper to get that done. Do what you got to do. We had to add Cooper to get that done. Sure, Dak looks a lot better when he has a guy to throw to on third downs, or when he has an outlet for man coverage, or when we have a guy to beat the blitz. Dak Prescott looks a lot better then. But hey, last night we had a backup at left tackle, left guard, and center. Think about that for a minute. A backup at left tackle, left guard, and center. On top of me picking at Leo Collins all year. I ain't necessarily ready to say Dak trash yet. Let me take a sip of this Lake Minnetonka water. And let's get into the phone. Young Pat, what's the water taste like over there, brother?
Hey, how you doing, boy? What's up, Nene? Oh, damn, my bad, boss. How you doing, bro? How about them damn Cowboys, baby?
Boy, the devil's so busy today. Boy, look, if we'd have lost last night, I'd have cussed you out for saying that, but we won, so it's all good. Let me check this chat box.
I be messing with you, girl, man. I know you be getting in them feelings, Drake.
What you got, my brother? How's it feel this morning, man?
Man, bro. Man, it felt so good to wake up and come to work with short rest and everything, man. It's like going out with your girl at night and have to wake up like 3-4 hours later from going out at the club, man, or the bar or whatever, man. But, it was well worth it. All these Panther fans I work with, because, I stay here in Charlotte, North Carolina, bro. So, it's they salty as hell, but we was pulling for y'all. Man, shut that up, man.
Let them fly. Let them fly.
Man,
they wasn't rooting for us. They wasn't rooting for us. Shit.
I know. Wasn't nobody rooting for us but us.
Yeah. Talk to him.
But, man, I'm just happy the way the boys played, man. You can take pros and cons from any game, man. The thing that pisses me off, though, man, is how us Cowboy fans, that's why I say we don't need critics, man. We got our own critics within our own circle, man. Like, man, just give Dak some praise, man. Just, man, let that man, he won the game, damn it.
You know what? You know what, Pat? Let me say this, if you don't mind me filibustering for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
The damn I don't know what hateful Cowboys fans root for. Who the hell y'all root for? And let me say, like, if we win, who you rooting for? And me as a Cowboys fan, I can say this because y'all my Cowboys family. I can talk shit about my brother, but everybody else can't. You want to fire your quarterback. Last year, you thought your running back had a damn off the field issue. You wanted to get rid of him and draft Saquon. You didn't want to give up a first round pick for your receiver. You damn want to get rid of your left tackle because you don't think he's healthy enough. You want to get rid of La'el Collins. Damn, you ain't want to draft Jaylon Smith with the second round pick. You ain't want to get Leighton Vander Esch with the first. You don't want to pay D. Law. You're still trying to franchise tag him. You still got questions about Byron Jones. You was just trying to cut Cheeto last week. You want to replace Jeff Heath and Xavier Woods with a 30-year-old. Who do y'all want on this team? Who do y'all want? You're still trying to get Randy Gregory. Trying to get Randy Gregory about the paint. Damn it, when we win, who do you root for? You want to get rid of your damn head coach. You're trying to get rid of your offense coordinator. Your defense coordinator getting old. You want to get him about the paint. Who are you rooting for? You want to fire the owner. Cowboys fans want to fire the damn owner. Who are you rooting for? You rooting for Joe Looney,
bro? You know,
you rooting for Joe Looney.
Man.
You've narrowed it down to 6 players that you really Zeke. But what shit? You try to get rid of Zeke for damn Saquon? What's going on here? I remember when Zeke punched the DJ in the mouth. I remember Cowboys fans saying, "Man, Zeke got off the field. It's Zeke, boy. We can't rely on Zeke. We trying. Let me get Zeke about the paint. I don't trust Zeke. Who do you root for, dog? That shit is crazy.
Man,
go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
Just so damn negative, bro. That's what I'm saying. You can't, bro. We just beat arguably the best team in the league yesterday, and they still, man. I'm like, bro, it don't matter if we won by 3 or won by 30, bro. I mean, we left a lot of points on that field, man. We could have easily ran them boys off the gym.
They tried to replace Rod Smith with Bo Scarborough, bro. Like, I remember. They tried to replace Rod Smith with Bo Scarborough, man. Y'all don't want nobody on the damn team. And this ain't new, because I remember when y'all tried to bench Tony Romo for John Kitna. Now you want Tony back up in here. I ain't fooling with y'all today. Not going to be able to do it. Go ahead, Pat.
Man, man, I'm old school, man. You got to support who you with and who you got at the moment, bro.
There you go.
You know, just like if we work together or anything, you know, no one's perfect. You got to support what you got, man. You know, shit, if it was that easy, nobody would ever make a marriage last, because they'd be feeling like, damn, that girl got a bigger boobs than my wife, but that girl got a job that pays $2 more or whatever. You know, like, come on, bro. You got to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good, man. Don't jump shit because something ain't going right, man. Yeah. I mean, that makes you a fair weather fan right there, man. I mean, shit, you might as well go ahead and jump on the Saints bandwagon. They got a better record then. Run and tell that.
So do they look better on paper too?
You know?
Until
last night.
Good thing we don't play games on paper, boy. We play it on the field.
Oh man. And then I'm watching Stephen A. and Max and them this morning talking about, oh, the Saints good at home and you know they good on Sundays, but I guess anything can happen on any given Thursday. So I'm like, man, now y'all making the excuse of what day of the week it was because we won. Like, how the hell does that make any sense?
Tried to get Brett Maher about the paint. Ah, boy, y'all been doing this all year.
Yeah, yep.
But look, Cowboys fans, I need y'all to understand that that's what Stephen A. Smith wants y'all to, you know, like Stephen A. Smith probably bought that Saints jersey that day and he gallivanted on First Take just to get the emotions up because he gets ratings, he gets paid like that. He probably loves the Cowboys because he know that with Cowboy games comes traction, then comes ratings, the needle moves. You know, if the Cowboys lose, he definitely got something to talk about. The Cowboys win, you definitely got something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So don't even feed into that game. No, like stick to your YouTubers, dog. Don't go listen to what Stephen A. Smith got. I care about what Stephen A. Smith just as much as I care about what Troy Aikman got to say. And I care about what they got to say just as much as I care about what Ja Rule got to say. Stick to your own guns, bro.
Boy, Troy was on Breeze's nuts last night, bro. I mean, excuse me, but man, all he was talking about was what Breeze can do and what he gonna do, and like, man, we won in the damn game, and dude, didn't you have a star on your damn helmet?
Damn.
Don't you got some jewelry with us?
Damn. I didn't even.
Michael Irvin wasn't having it, boy. Mike was running up and down the damn sideline like,
sweating.
What's up? Hey, did you see real quick?
Sweating and shit.
Did you see our linebackers, bro, Smith and then Vander Esch on the sideline? during that last drive, we were getting first downs and stuff. Man, them boys is cutting up together. Man, them boys tight, bro.
Yeah. I think we're the youngest team in the league, bro. I could be wrong by that, but I think we're the youngest team in the league.
I think they said we were yesterday, yeah.
Which is crazy. We're going to have to pay some guys. Some guys may not make the cut, but I think the core of it going to be here. I think D-Law, I think Byron, D-Law, Byron, Van Der Esch, and Jaylon Smith. I think those guys are going to be the ones that's going to be here.
Man, I said last night, bro, I'm not going to hold you up because I know you got other things and stuff, bro, but I said Thanksgiving over, bro, but if any of the Cowboys players, I know they'd be on here from time to time looking at you, Mr. Superstar, you know what I'm saying? But, man, I'm thankful. Thanksgiving's over, but I'm thankful these boys turned it around and gave us something to pull for, especially me being a Florida State guy too, bro. I was like, man, Cowboys, please help me out, so man. I can't go through this no more, man. I was going to drop football and go to, like, women lacrosse or something, bro.
You can't have all your teams being terrible.
I'm bullshit with you, though. But, hey, man, I'm going to let you go, man.
Passe.
Man. Go Cowboys.
Passe. Let me watch.
Hey, real quick, though.
Let me watch the Winter Olympics.
Give a shout-out. I know, right?
Go ahead.
Hey, give a shout-out to my Cowboy family, man. His little girl going through some things, man. Prayers out to her, man. They're good people, man. You know, support all of our Cowboys nation and family, man. Voch, you the man, bro. We family, bro. You know I fuck with you, bro. I'm going to leave Nene alone for the rest of this week, man.
Hey, man. All right. Prayers and thoughts.
Much love, bro.
Yes, sir. Prayers and thoughts to my Cowboys family and their family. We hope everybody gets well soon. We hope for speedy recoveries and good news and great reports. All right? On everything. Keep them in your thoughts, y'all. Let's move on. 901. What's cracking? Who this?
Hey, Voch, what's going on, man?
What's that, man? What the water taste like over there? Does it taste a little better after a Cowboys W?
My water always tastes good, man. I got a couple questions for you.
What's up, brother?
What is your take on Jordan Lewis?
Surprising stat, and I'm gonna get into all this. You know, Jordan Lewis only played like 7 snaps last night. That's it. It looked like he was on the field a bunch because he was around the ball a bunch, but he got a pass deflection, a tackle, and then he got the interception, something like that. But man, Lewis, I think he's earned himself a bit more playtime. I don't think he's gonna necessarily come in and take what's his face Anthony Brown's spot. I don't think he's gonna do that. But two things I really like about having Jordan Lewis is if in the event if anybody lays down and play ouch, we got a guy that can come right in and play. Even if Jordan Lewis take Anthony Brown's spot, then Anthony Brown would be the depth guy. So I like where we're at cornerback-wise. But Jordan Lewis, what he's able to do when we go against these high-powered offenses with a lot of players on them, like with a lot of guys, we can make packages and have Jordan Lewis move around because something he tackles great. So he can play in the box and help run support. So we can play in these finesse like packages because we're not losing nothing in run support. So Jordan Lewis, he came in on that. It wasn't really a dime look, but it was a 3-2-6.
Maybe like a big nickel look or something like that.
It was kind of funny looking. Let me watch the film and I'm gonna really get into it and look at it. But man, Jordan Lewis chased Alvin Kamara around, and we didn't hear nothing from him. Like he played Alvin like a wide receiver, and that's what we supposed to do. When they handed the ball off, we play run like we normally play run. But when they threw it to him, Jaylon was right there shadowing him, and you know Woods had some plays with him, Van Der Esch had some plays with him, but Jordan Lewis, and then clutch at the end. Clutch with the interception at the end when we really needed it, man. So I got nothing but good things to say about Jordan Lewis, man. He's definitely getting a film session this week. Him and the rest of the DBs.
Yeah, well, man, I got one more question, man, because I know you got a lot of callers, and my last question is, I watch your film breakdown, your all 22 all the time, and what do you think is going on with Leal? Is he not? Is it a confidence thing or?
I could talk offensive line.
What's going on? Because I know he could be a great blocker. If I was a coaching staff, I think he fits better at guard, and I would try to kick Connor Williams out because he deals with strength better than Connor Williams. Yeah. I don't think Connor Williams is a bad guard. I just think I just think he probably need to put on some more muscle and put on a little bit more weight to hold down that guard spot. He moves his feet well. He blocks good. Yeah. But he just like those Fletcher Coxes and Deron Paynes.
Yeah. Dontari Poe, the big guys. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree, man. I totally agree. Great observation. As far as Lael really misses with his hands a lot. And I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe I need to look at him kind of deep, man. Maybe it's I can't wait
to see you do the film breakdown, man. I know you're gonna get on them hard, and I know you got on them hard last film against the Redskins.
Yeah. Maybe it's a thing with his elbows, but like Lael, like he has a great kick, great leverage, great movement, right. But when it comes to actually shooting his hands, his timing is wrong. So opposed to boom, shooting them, he'll wait late, then end up outside the frame, and he'll get like he'll get his right arm behind the shoulder or something. And Cameron Jordan on their last fumble, Cameron Jordan was on Lael's side, and Lael shot high with his right hand, and he missed over the top. And Cam was able to get up in his breastplate, and Lael basically had to hold him to recover. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know if Lael got to step quicker and punch, because he's a great kicker backwards. But I don't know if he got to take shorter steps, punch, and then just kind of hang in there. But it's like the more time he has to react, the more he's thinking, and the more he thinks, the more he's concentrating on shooting his hands, and that's when he misses. But maybe he needs to play guard, because inside that guard it happens quicker. You know, there's not really a lot of read and reaction at guard.
And let me say, I know you. I seen what you did your breakdown on Suafilo and the Philadelphia games, and you talked about the technique he does called torquing.
Yeah, that's bad. Look, because he got called for holding on that last night. So we just go ahead. Go ahead.
And you talked about how he's not good at moving his feet, but he will. You know, once he blocks you, he will get a hold. I feel you on there as far as you're saying there's not good technique. You really can't sustain blocking like that, because it'll get you. It'll get you in some bad spots. So yeah, I do appreciate. You know, I look at you, Foots, Law, all you guys, man. I look at all you guys, YouTube videos and everything. So when you did that Suafilo, I think that was a great job of what you, and you're an offensive line coach. I don't know, my football IQ is not as good as yours, but when you did that breakdown of Suafilo, that was you showed a whole lot of what his problem is and what he can do well. Once Connor gets his strength, he's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he was a bad draft pick. They needed an extra offensive line, because they had lost Ronald Leary in free agency, and they really couldn't solidify that spot.
Yeah, totally agree, man. Hey, man, appreciate it. Thanks for the call. What's your name, bro?
I'm JR, man. I'm JR. I watch all your film. I don't really comment too much, because I know you got a lot of people, so I just watch all your film breakdown. You're all 22. I check all you guys out, though. All
right, JR, I just plugged you in platinum, so next time you call in, you go to the top of the list with the rest of them. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yeah. Let's get some more reactions here. We got another call. 469, what's happening? Who this?
Shit, it's your boy Cam, man, out here in Pensacola, Florida, in the military, man.
Cam, first of all, thank you for your service, sir. I appreciate everything you do for this country. We have a lot of freedoms here. Me being able to say whatever I want, to have freedom of speech and not get arrested, for me to build rifles and not be considered a threat. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for all you do. But let me ask you a question. What does the water in Pensacola, Florida taste like after a Cowboys W, sir?
Man, the water tastes, man, tremendous. Tremendous.
Top tier. What you got for the show, brother? Let's hear it.
Man, I want to talk about the smash block Joe Looney did on that screen, man. That's underrated, man. That's underrated. You feel me?
Cam. First of all, getting into space, then the angle that he took, then wiping the kid out. Talk about it, Cam. I don't want to say nothing else. Talk about it, Cam.
All right, so, man, I'm from Dallas. I
Yes,
went
sir.
to Samuel High School, man.
Okay.
And I played on the line. I played offensive line and D-line. And when you get a smash like that as an offensive lineman, that gets your confidence up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
him doing that, and I know Joe Looney goof, but to see him do that, I know he can play serious football, man. That shit just got my thing hard, man.
Hey,
Pause.
it happens. It happens. I feel you. Go, keep going. Keep going.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then, you know, Dak, I love Dak, man. Like, people, like you were saying earlier on the show, man, like, he won the game.
Yeah.
You know, he do need to get the ball out quick and quit holding on to it. But besides that, oh, no, one thing he did that throw to Michael Gallup that he missed, he just threw it over there. Like, that's what he did. He looked to the left and hurry up and look right and threw it because he thought he was going to get hit.
Yeah.
He just got to calm down, baby.
Yeah.
He just got to calm down.
Yeah. It'll happen, though, man. You know, Dak's a young guy, and I think this is kind of good for him because Dak is learning how to play with the offensive line that's not as top tier as he's used to, and that's good. So when he comes back in and he gets more time, then it'll all kind of fall back into place because he's used to making errant throws like that. Dak had some fumbles and some bad throws, but shit, a lot of that came from pressure. So we're gonna watch the film. We got a lot of film to watch this week, but
I can't wait till you put the film sessions out there, man, because I watched and I agree with everything you be saying.
Man.
But I did make several $100 today. And people was like, "You gonna bet on the Cowboys to beat the Saints?" You damn right.
There you go, brother. There you go. Look, spend that money proudly, and don't lose it all at one time, fam. Don't spend it all at one place.
Oh, no, man, I'm going on a trip. My birthday in a week, man. I'm about to go have fun off their money.
Happy
I
early
ain't
birthday.
gotta waste no money. Off their money.
Happy early birthday, bro. Look, Cowboys win so good they ain't even $700. It's really $1,700. It just look like it, but Cowboys make everything better. Cowboys money doubles your money.
Already, man. But hey, man, you have a good day, man. I'm about to go ahead and go to work, man.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you again, man. Salute. Cam from Florida is a platinum caller now. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
it. Boy, oh boy. So I'm going to hit my plug today, man, see if we can get that all 22 so we can get this thing rolling. It's looking like Jaylon Smith and Van Der Esch film session coming first. Chat box, y'all let me know. It's 217 people watching in real life. That's like 500 and something. Chat box, y'all cool with Van Der Esch and Jaylon Smith film session being first? Y'all cool with that? Chat box, let me know. Drop some flames if it's okay. Drop some flames if y'all cool with Van Der Esch and Jaylon Smith film session being first. I'm going to tune in to 105.3 The Fan. If they ain't talking about nothing, we're going to get into some more stats. Let me hit the play radio button because they just cut me off if I ain't there for a while. That's if I ain't there.
Your pre-snap motions are there.
Okay.
Your zone reads are there. They called a quarterback draw when they needed to convert a first down. What more do you want them to do offensively that they're not doing?
Well, nothing. I was going to add to that. Play action pass on first down to your running back has been huge.
Yes, they're throwing to the backs on early downs. They're essentially doing all the things we complained about early in the year has been adjusted. Those things are now happening. So, if you want Garrett fired, I need your legitimate reasons. And I guess one would be, well, it's been 10 years, and that's totally fair.
Yeah.
You've had a long time to get something accomplished.
Yeah.
But today, I don't have a complaint. I think not only that, listening to him this morning, as long as what he's saying in his leadership position is resonating with his players, they even asked him, like, hey, time of possession, did you think that was going to be what would win the game? And he's so minute about this, or myopic might be the word, that he was actually like, well, we don't think about time of possession, but we thought that if we executed each play, that after executing those plays at the end of the game, we probably would have won the time of possession. He's like, but we don't think it. Like, he thinks that's small.
Yeah.
And if your players absorb it, then it's outstanding.
And they are.
And to this
absorbing
point, they do.
Yeah. There's so much to like right now about what this team is going through. I just don't want to get too far beyond the point that they had to basically have their asses on the line to be motivated, talked into. Maybe they needed to be this desperate to realize it themselves. I want the coach in here that's thinking about all that stuff because he has a passion for being innovative and staying ahead of the curve. Not, oh, we're about to get fired. Well, I guess we better start considering everything now. Because right now they've cleared this hurdle. But what about the next hurdle? And the NFL is evolving so quickly. You want those self-starting innovators in your team that are setting the trends, not the older guys that are trying to catch up to them to prevent themselves from getting fired.
I just take the pressure on us. When we tell Jerry what they're doing wrong and he calls us stupid, then his coaching staff goes and does what we say. So the pressure is really on us.
Great stuff as always, and great stuff.
It only takes
callers.
years sometimes, like the coin flip thing.
Yeah, the coin flip thing took a while.
All right, Brian Broadus is coming up at 1 o'clock. Mickey Spagnola joins us next, live from the Star and the G-Bag Nation. Can we talk about the Frankels, though, and 1-800-Lawyers?
Hell nah. We ain't finna talk about all that. Anyway, I got 2 callers. Let's check these stats out first. Then we're going to get into these callers. Callers, hang tight. Don't go nowhere. Let me just run these stats real fast. Just the Saints stats, just to kind of give us a little reference. Then we're going to jump right back into your calls. Give me 30 seconds. Saints offense. Drew Brees was 18 for 28, 127 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I forgot who said it, but it was one caller that was like, fam, Drew Brees wasn't himself. I think Drew Brees was very much himself. I just think pressure happened. Drew Brees got rid of the ball on time like he normally does. But the coverage was there. Kamara had some drops. Sure. Guys had drops. But the coverage, the coverage, the pressure, sideline to sideline, and we put Drew in funny little spots. When you're able to stop the run, we'll give them 3rd and 8 or like a 3rd and long or something like that. Then we're able to play defense like we do. We pin our ears back. We contain the big play, stop you at the sticks, come up and tackle. Styles make fights. I was saying this since day one. Styles make fights. I have no fear of them. We're just built in that way. We're just built. And I don't want to play them again though, because Breeze like to figure shit out. I don't want to play them again, but. Fam, our defense was amazing. Alvin Kamara, 11 carries for 36 yards, shut him down in the run game. But I was impressed. He had 11 targets, 8 receptions for 36 yards. He was catching them, but he was getting hit immediately. Drew Brees still completed 18 passes, last night. You know what I'm saying? Couple of them was drops, but Kamara got his 8 catches, only 36 yards though. Michael Thomas, I have no fear of him. I was on Deuce Show trying to make sense of why I wasn't afraid of Michael Thomas, and they wanted to hype the hell out of Michael Thomas. I'm like, fam, we played Julio, we played Odell, we played Nuke Hopkins. I have no fear of Michael Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Like the Saints were basically like an all-star team of teams that we played already this year. As far as like we've played the high flying offense, the pass catching running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Tevin Coleman, we've done that. We've the big name receivers. I already named those guys out. The Lions, regardless of whether they're winning or not, they're a big offense. The Giants are a big offense. We've dealt with these Saquon Barkley. We've dealt with these kinds of guys before. So when I say I have no fear of them, I've seen this. I've seen this happen before. Look out of here. Keith Kirkwood had one reception for 30 yards and a touchdown that he pushed off on. I ain't tripping. I ain't gonna hold him. I ain't gonna trip him. I ain't tripping. Where's the Mark Ingram stat? 7 carries for 27 yards. We stuffed the run. And we did it efficiently. Breeze fumbled once. Alvin fumbled once. Dan Darnold fumbled once. Like he is. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Lattimore had 9 tackles. You want to know why he had 9 tackles? We kept throwing that bitch right at him. We kept throwing that shit right at Marcus Lattimore, dog. We picked on Eli Apple, man. It's just I'm blown away, bro. I'm blown away by how well we were able to contain the Saints' offense. Let's get into some calls and hang tight, y'all. Look, Dak was 24 for 28. That ain't bad. Look, okay, check out Dak Prescott's stat line. Assuming he didn't fumble the football, right? Let's just take the damn 2 fumbles out. 24 for 28. 248 yards, 5 rushes for 22, and a passing touchdown, right? I'll take that. I'll take that from young Rain Dakota Prescott. You know what I'm saying? We got to clean those 2 fumbles up because that's just like two interceptions. But that's a Dak Prescott ass game if it is one. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping. Zeke had 23 carries for 76 yards. The Saints were very stout on their run defense. But Zeke also had 6 receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown. So 6 targets for 6 receptions. I'll take it. Cool. And Rod Smith had his 3 carries for 2 yards. Okay, cool. Whatever. Zeke need breaks. Michael Gallup, 7 targets, 5 receptions, 76 yards. I'll take a young Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup is really developing into a true number 2 wide receiver here. I'll take that every day of the week. Amari Cooper, 8 targets. Gallup had 7 targets for 5 receptions. Cooper had 8 targets for 8 receptions. Zeke had 6 targets for 6 receptions. Bees had 3 targets for 2 receptions. Coop had 75 yards, by the way. Dak is getting people involved, and boy, once we really cut the fat down, once we really stopped rotating the whole gang of people, then we added Cooper. Man, this passing game just makes a lot more sense. Noah Brown, this is something I noticed about the offense, right? The offensive coordinator. I want to talk about the play calling. Normally when Noah Brown and Allen Hurns come into the game, we think it's a run play. We're like, oh, it's a run play. Here we go. But they threw the ball. They threw it at Noah Brown. They threw the ball to Blake Jarwin when Noah Brown and Allen Hurns were on the field. You know what I'm saying? So I see us kind of switching stuff up a little bit. And the few things we got to fix. We got to fix Dak's 2 fumbles and Cooper's 1 fumble. We got to fix those. But besides that, I'll take it. Let's get back to the calls. Then we'll look at some other shit and see what we got going on here. 931. What's happening? Who this?
Hey, this Neil from overseas, man. What's good, fam?
What's up, Neil from overseas? What the water tastes like overseas on this Cowboy W, brother?
I mean, this shit is good, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was watching the game. I'm watching it at 7 a.m.
Yes, sir.
So
wow.
I mean, watching it with Saints fans at 7 a.m. You know what I'm saying? It's real good. This is like during work. So I mean that game was everything for me, man. Good way to start off my morning.
So tell me what you think about that young defense, man, flying around. What was your immediate reaction to that?
Hey, man, I sent you a message. I sent you a tweet. I was talking about how I feel like this linebacking core is the best in the league. Like, even with Sean Lee on the shelf, I feel like what we have going on right now is the best linebacking core in the league. And if you've got somebody else, then I would like to hear it. You know what I'm saying? These guys are young. This front 7 average age is 25. You know what I'm saying? So what we have is something that can be sustained for 6, 7, 8 years, depending on how Jerry Jones wants to actually pay these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My thing is, I'm going to nix all of my Dak stuff because I feel like he's a young quarterback. He's still an unpainted canvas. You know what I'm saying? He's still been in this role, been passing the ball, and what you've noticed is now that he's finally got somebody else to throw to, I think he's starting to eye them. But if you look at what he's done, last game he had basically 3 people that he was looking at. If Coop wasn't there, he was going to Gallup and then automatically to Zeke, right?
Yeah.
Or it was specifically Cooper to Zeke or Gallup to Zeke. And I think that may be one reason why he may be getting hit or he may be fumbling as much as he does. I just think that he has a lot more upside. From his rookie year, I watched him. I debated so many fans of other teams about how good this quarterback actually is. I had to dial it back over the last couple of years. Because, you know, if the stats aren't there and the results aren't there, then what can you really say? So there's that. But this defense is everything. I watched this defense grow up, and I've been telling people that this defense is going to get better and better. And now we are in a league, if not the best. We are side by side by the Bears right now. It's not us, it's them.
Yeah.
One way or the other, you got to give us that respect. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, I feel you on that, man. Thanks for the call, brother. Salute. Thank you very much for your service. As far as the whole Dak Prescott thing goes, unpainted canvas, I feel that. We have evidence that if Dak is surrounded by good players, he could be a good quarterback. Let's just take this into perspective. We have seen quarterbacks that have good teams and they still be trash. You know what I'm saying? We've seen, you know, I think that's the norm though. Even if you take a quarterback that has like super big arm talent, take a guy like Matt Stafford, right? Matt Stafford still can't get it done without a proper running game from Kerryon Johnson. They built his offensive line. Now that defense got to get better. 3 receivers. You know, like Matt Stafford, talent-wise, is a mile better than Dak, actually. But Dak is able to win more football games because of his situation. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But on that, okay, Coach Evans sent me a real efficient-looking stat sheet. God damn, Coach. Where you find it? Man, Coach got all the plugs, dog. Coach, let me look at that. Let me get into this next caller and look at that. Boy, that's official, Coach. Let's see. 571, who this?
This is Joey. I'm from VA.
What up, Joe? Let me ask you something, man. Down there in VA, what the water tastes like in VA after the Cowboys?
Man, the water tastes a whole lot better after last night. Let me tell you what I went through. I went to work last night wearing my Cowboys gear. You already know.
Yes, sir.
And I get to work, and about 85% of my coworkers telling me we're gonna get blown out because they all like Falcon fans and all this whatnot. So I told them simply, if my team comes out and tackles and makes big plays, we're gonna win the game. And that's exactly what happened last night. All I saw was a bunch of players making tackles, and honestly, that was the best feeling in the world because I remember when we couldn't tackle. I remember them days.
Talk to him. Keep going. Keep going. Say something else.
Yeah. On top of that, everybody's talking about Dak. I feel like Dak Prescott does enough to hold the team up. And, you know, he can only go up from here, man. He's not going to get worse, man. That's impossible. He's going to get there. And I have the utmost faith in him because I saw him play with heart last night, and that's how I evaluate my team is off of heart. It's not even about the statistics. It's about how they play with heart. And that's what they did last night, bro.
Yeah, 100%, Mr. Wolf. That's it? You good? You got it? Man.
Hey, shout out to you, Voch. Shout out to you, bro. Ever since I started watching your channel, I understand football 1,000 times better than I did 5 years ago, honestly.
Man, I am blown away by comments like that. Sometimes I can be grandiose, boisterous, Voch, man, but comments like that really just take me back and blow me away every time, man. So I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, man, and by the way, we don't fear them. We don't.
I have no fear of him. I have no fear.
We don't fear him, bro.
Appreciate the call,
man,
bro.
You have a good day, bro.
Yes,
thanks for letting me get on this line, bro.
Yes, sir. Salute, no problem. I have a Twitter to address. I was supposed to been addressed it, but I got 1,000 tweets. My bad, bro. He hit me in the chat box. He say, I can't call in, but can I tweet you? And I saw it. Here we go. All right, cool. Extract. All right. He's wearing some military garbs. I appreciate you for your service, sir. You allowed me to come on this and have a freedom of speech and not get arrested for terrorism. I can build my rifles in peace. Thank you so much, sir. Americans get real ungrateful with their rights, fam. I appreciate you, brother, on everything. Voch Lombardi. Couple quick questions for you. First off, this was a huge win, and it made a statement. However, number one, what do you think should be done about Dak's pump fake fumbleitis? That's fair. It's very fair. To be fair, man, it's kind of bittersweet because, man, wow, like Dak's pump faking now. Like even if we're watching film, it was a couple games ago. It was Last game. I mean, the last deep shot, I forgot, Philly, maybe Atlanta. But we actually see Dak, if he's going to the left, he'll boom, 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 look right, pump right, get the little shoulder dip right, then come back left. So I like the development from our quarterback that he's actually working those type of quarterback things in to his quarterbackness. You know what I mean? He just can't drop the damn ball right there. So that's something you got to work on. I think he'll fix it. I'm just happy that he is working on it. Number 2, Dak's inaccuracy is leaving a lot of points on the field, which not on the board. We would love to have points on the board, but he's leaving points on the field or off the board. How can we get that fixed in time for the postseason? Keep running the ball with Zeke. And just hoping Dak hits the ball. Just hope Dak hit his target, dog. We just don't leave the game in Dak's hands. If we don't put the game in Dak's hands like full go, man, then let's just hand the ball off to Zeke, play defense, and see what happens. And when we need Dak to throw, to be fair, Dak really ain't been bad when he's asked to throw. Dak was 24 for 28 last night. Let me not forget that. Let me not get caught up in a thought piece real fast. You almost got me, fam, but not saying that you're trying to trick me or nothing, but sure, Dak missed a big throw. He missed a big throw that could have been 7. You absolutely right there. But it happens, man. Brady missed those things sometimes, man. Deshaun Watson miss them. Money Mitch miss them. Pat miss them. Guys miss. Guys miss. It sucks even more when that miss could have been a touchdown. That's trash. But I just think Dak makes that throw sometimes because, shit, the hitch and go that he did versus the Redskins, he made that throw. It's not like Dak can't make that throw. He's made it before. We'll watch the film. Sometimes maybe it's a little errant. Maybe the throw's errant because the pocket's a bit unstable. You know, things like that. We'll have to see, bro. We'll have to see. Great question, though. Great question. And this is how I know it's a great question, because you made me stop and think for a second. Some people I can just rattle shit off, but you actually made me stop and think for a second. Question number 3. I am a firm believer that our linebacker core is the best in the NFL, even with Sean Lee on the shelf. Do you agree? And what do you think about Sean Lee when he gets back healthy? I mean, I don't want to leave Sean Lee on the sideline. You know, I definitely want to get Sean Lee in the game. It ain't like Sean Lee is one of these old guys that can't play anymore and it's just time to move on to Van Der Esch. Sean Lee can still ball. It ain't like his physical is what we're here for. Sean Lee flies to the damn ball. And Van Der Esch still misses some keys sometimes. You know, I don't want to say Van Der Esch is playing perfectly, but I would love to keep Sean Lee on his team, assuming that Sean Lee lays down and go out. We'll still have Van Der Esch. If Van Der Esch something happens with his neck, boy, we got a Hulk on the bench that can come in and play weak side linebacker. So, either way, man. I mean, Joe Thomas, you know. So, shit, as a whole, I mean, yeah, we got, as far as on the field and the depth-wise, sure, as a whole, I think we got some pretty solid linebackers, you know. The guys in Carolina can run their ass off, though. The guys in Minnesota can run, too. I would have to look at it, bro. I would really have to look at it in order to give you just to be appropriate. To be appropriate. I would have to stop and look. I mean, because I like the guys in Baltimore. You know, I like the guys in Jacksonville, you know, Miles Jack, you know, but they ain't getting it done. But, you know, I have to see. And you got one more tweet, my man, because I want to be righteous for you, because you've been waiting for a minute. Coop and Gallup combined for 150 yards receiving, but the third best receiver was Zeke. Is that a concern? No, because I think how our offense is set up, whoever's hot, we just get it to him. Whoever's hot, we just get it to him. I saw on a few plays they tried to take Beasley out the game. Cool. We'll let young Michael Gallup eat. That just means that they didn't respect young Michael Gallup. They just going, you know, cool. But when we built some respect picking on Eli Apple from young Michael Gallup, because nuanced route running is a real thing, now Coop and Bees start to work a little bit, and we didn't hear from Mike no more. You know, then you know what I'm saying? So it just depends. It just depends on game flow, how they're playing scheme wise, and you know, we just kind of got to run it there. I just like to say you've done the Cowboys fandom a justice with your work, man, and I appreciate what you're doing. Salute from overseas, big. Is this you that just called in? Wait a minute, time out. I'm up here answer your questions because you did. Is this you that just called in? I hope I ain't answer all these questions twice. Let me go to my chat box and see what's going on here. Is this? Come on. We got flames in the chat box. The damn chat box late. I don't know what's going on with my chat box. I don't know. We got a caller online though. Let's get into this caller. Get into this Snapchat. 239. What's happening? Who this?
Hey, Voch, what's up, man? 1 week.
What's that? 1 week? Well, might be on my 1 week.
What's up, man?
This shit I spent made 1 week go on. Shit, what's good, bro? What you got for the show, young Juan? How the water taste over there, Juan?
Man, it tastes good. The air feels nice, man.
I can feel
so
it.
Good, man. So good.
Tell me how you feel about your Dallas Cowboys, sir. Tell us how you feel.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. That whole game kept me on my toes, man. Yeah. That was a good game.
Sure. Yeah. That's a great team. That's a great team. Even though I thought the Cowboys would win, I was on my soapbox all week. Me and my YouTube wife was screaming "Magnify" at these people. Sure. But that's still a good team over there, and I was pretty much on edge, and I didn't smile really till it was over. Like I reacted and I smiled, but I really wasn't, you know what I'm saying, till it was over. So, absolutely. Go ahead.
I have a couple questions, man.
Go ahead.
So I think, with Sean Lee, I feel like at the very least with him, we can't give him away, man. We can't get rid of him. At least, keep him as a coach.
Sure. I totally agree. Even though I think Sean Lee can still play a little bit, I think Sean still got some playing years in him. It ain't like he got a lot of wear and tear on his body. Sean Lee sits down a lot more than he plays. Like let's not get that mistake. So he could probably play a little bit more. He makes his money being first and being smart and being cerebral. So as long as Sean Lee can play at a high level and be that guy, I'm fine with it. But normally when Sean Lee goes down, we're shit out of luck. Luckily now we have a backup plan when Sean Lee goes down, when and if Sean Lee goes down. So I feel you on that.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you hear people saying, like, damn, we should just give him up on a draft pick or something like that. I'm like, no way. Because I feel like with Tony Romo, we could have, I feel like maybe we should have kept him as well. So he could have been in what's his name? Dak Prescott's here just a little bit longer,
Mm-hmm. I think Mark Sanchez was in Dak's ear more than Tony was. That's just from what I heard.
Really?
But yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I would love to get Sanchez on this thing. Get him, let him fly. But whatever.
Redskins got him, damn.
Yeah, they ain't gonna use him. They're not gonna use him.
And then also, man,
yeah.
I was going to say, Chris Richard, man, I feel like people need to give him some more credit because our secondary, man, it just, they didn't get that great out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Let me say this, though. And I'm going to look the camera in the face when I say this, and I want the chat box to kind of tell me if I'm out of line for thinking this way. You two, I want you to respond. Let me just say this. Chris Richard has come in, and he's definitely made an impact on this defense. Sure, I get it. Is it Chris Richard, or have we finally given Pawpaw Rod Marinelli talented guys on defense? We've seen Rod Marinelli do great things with scrubs on defense. And I remember looking my camera in the face, looking my microphone in the eye and saying, man, if we can get Rod Marinelli some damn talent, what can he do with this damn defense? So you look at your first round corner. You look at your first round defensive end. You got other great guys on D line as far as Randy, Tyrone, Antoine was a good find. I blame Marinelli for making Antoine Woods and David Irvin good. Both those guys are journeyman practice squad guys. You get a second rounder at corner, another third rounder at corner. You finally address your safety spots. I like Chris Richard. Salute to him because he's giving this. There's an atmosphere there. We're long at cornerback now. He was responsible for the Byron move, I'm assuming. But Rob Marinelli was always a gangster. But he had guys like George Selvey getting pressure. He had guys like Jeremy Mincy in there getting pressure. Guys like Keith Brooken and Brady James running to the football looking good. Hell, Morris Claiborne and Brandon Carr were serviceable. But we finally get guys that can play. Then let Marinelli do his thing with him. I don't think we're giving Rod enough credit. I just think we finally got enough good players now. But tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm smoking there. Chat box, what we got? But go ahead though, Juan. What you think?
I think everyone as a whole is starting to click. You know what I mean? But yeah, for sure. What you said was definitely 100%. Because you never really hear Rob Marinelli's name, you know,
ever
too much as like Chris Richard, stuff like that. So that is very accurate.
Yeah, I feel you on that. That's all you got, brother? That's it?
Yeah, man. I really appreciate it, man. You got the best stuff out there, man.
Man, Juan Wick, you know you are a gangster in my community, and you know I appreciate you. You're top tier. I made a rap about. I put you in my rap and all that. And I think this your first time calling in. I could be wrong, but I just made you platinum. So next time you call in, you go to the front with everybody else.
Appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it.
Dosky Woski, my dude.
Man.
Dosky Woski, salute. I'm going to address these super chats, then let's hear what 105.3 The Fan has to say. Chevion Wilson, drop 5. Markel White, drop 5 in the super chat. We need better pass protection. Dak has to make quick decisions in the passing game, but he must protect the ball better. Sure, I totally agree. Dak would be better if pass protection was a little better, but Dak's got to understand, you know, when to get rid of the ball, when to take the sack, when to fight for more, when to sit the fuck down somewhere. So I totally agree there. Byron Spraggins, I appreciate everything you do for the Dallas Nation. Salute to you, sir. Every time someone says I am a better fan because of this channel, I'm a smarter football guy because of this channel. Anytime somebody tell me that they learn something, anytime Nene pull my videos up on her TV, I'm eternally grateful for those thoughts, for those sentiments. So I really do appreciate y'all, man. Dosky Woski. Simus long ass Roman Norman, what's that, 19? I ain't no genius. But he dropped 5 in the super chat as well. The new Doomsday Defense. Salute to you, sir. Thank you for supporting the super chat. Salute to all y'all. Also, David Alexander, man, he goes hard in these super chats. Not just for me. I'm speaking for Law Nation, saying that I appreciate you, for all the YouTube guys that we support, all of y'all. Really, man, because I mean, you could go listen to Stephen A. Smith fake his opinion about the Cowboys to get ratings, or you could come here to hear some real thoughts and opinions. So, you know, it is what it is there. It is what it is there. Let's, B. Parker says, our offensive line is fine. People are tripping. No. Get off your ass and get in this car. Boy, oh boy, that offensive line got so much work to do. But I'll break down the video, though. And I'm an offensive line guy. I actually learned how to break down wide receiver just so I could be great at Amari Cooper film. I think that's paid off. I'm actually putting time into my craft and getting better. I always felt like I knew a lot of football, but I'm constantly trying to learn more shit. I'm learning about wide receivers. I'm learning more about DB and linebacker play. But my offensive line shit put the nipple on the titty. Don't get that mistaken. I'm grandiose Voch when I say that. I'm braggadocious Voch when I say that. I'm boisterous, shit-talking, stick-talking Voch when I say that. So let's not get that mistaken. Let's get back into 105 through the fan.
I can't decide how I feel about the bait package thieves because they aren't coming into my house. I don't feel as invaded. Plus, I figure Amazon's going to pick up the tab for the stolen package, right?
I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that. We'll get back to them in a second. Is that all my stats, though? Is that all my stats? Let's look at the Cowboys defensive stats. Let's take a look at this. Jaylon Smith, 6 tackles, 3 assists. Leighton Vander Esch, 6 tackles, 4 assists. Cheeto, 4 tackles. Jeff Heath, 3. Randy, 2. Damian, 2. And an assist. Anthony Brown, 2. Xavier Woods, 2. Tyrone, feel like he did more than that, but 1 and 3 assists. Karan Reed got a tackle. D-Law, feel like he did more than that. 1 and an assist. Jordan Lewis, 1 tackle. Dorrance, we don't have a guy on our defense getting 12 tackles and shit. You know what I mean? And I get it. I hate when people equate like Madden to real football shit, but let me say this when I think about this, right? You ever played Madden and you ever just 99 the whole team? You know what I'm saying? Just put all 99 on everybody on the team. You may not get a lot of stats because everybody on your team get nasty. You know what I mean? Pardon me. So if you look around the league, you see these other players, they may have like 10. You got 11 tackles this game, right? Everybody getting tackles this damn game. Everybody's doing a part in this game. Nobody disappeared. Everybody did a little something here, you know? I think I prefer that. Antoine Woods got some. I prefer that. Kayvon Frazier had a big tackle on punt on punt coverage. I would prefer everybody on the team be good enough to get off a little bit, opposed to we got that one guy that got 15 tackles. You know what I mean? And everybody else just disappears. Like, it's a lot of positive things that I could say about this damn defense, man. They all young. They all babies, man. They all babies, man. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Anyway. Let me I do like watching myself on TV, actually. I pull up a YouTube video, put it on my TV, and just
for our letters from prison crowd, if you're out there. By the way, huge win by the Cowboys last night. You know,
I'm just gonna play this a little bit till I get to my next segment or whatever. So we're just gonna listen to a little bit.
Last night, yeah, shout out to the Saints.
Bust those cheeks. This is our prison story of the day. Now we go to Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, where there is a lawsuit pending. We got, and it's a prison lawyer. He's a prison lawyer. He's been an inmate for a long time, but I guess he studied. So he's like, hey, I got this down, guys. I'll represent us. Apparently, he's gotten pretty good at it.
So is he out now and representing?
No, he's in, I think.
Oh, he's in.
Yeah, I think he's in.
I like those kind of guys.
I'm looking in the super chat. Time out. Wait. I see. Let me scroll back up. Time out. I see Markel White. Tell him, Voch, you played center in high school, and I see you got Coach F. Is this Markel White? That we football and powerlifting Markel White. I think you ran track, I believe. I forgot. That we went to school with Markel White. Is that you, Markel White? Because I get blown away when people from my city watch my show. Like, you know, like it's people in like Brazil watching me, like speaking Portuguese, trying to figure out what I'm saying. But like, I get blown away when people from my city watch my show. All right, cool. Yeah, Coach Evans. Yeah. All right, Markel White. All right, what's up, Kel? What's up, bro? Cool and Doski. I get blown away by this, man. Hey, you're a Cowboys fan too, so that makes a little bit of sense, man. Yeah, man, we got Coach Evans doing work too, man. We trying to build this little brand up too, so we can be bosses and not have, you know, bosses and shit. Let me get back to the 105, and I'll get to my next segment. The number is 515-739-1285, access code 309-104 if you want to call in.
Laws on the books already. They could do whatever they want.
Well, so a federal judge struck down a ban on porn in Iowa prisons 30 years ago for being too vague. And some new rules began this month that they came up with. And the inmates are like, hey, man, the judge one time said that one of the porn laws wasn't right, so we should get...
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch Brian Broadus.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to...
I'm just trying to catch Brian Broadus to hear his...
They do say that the new law is more likely...
Will you mute? I'm just trying to catch Brian Broadus, man. I ain't trying to hear about prison porn stories, dog. I ain't trying to hear it. Let's get into a little bit more then. Let's get into a little bit more. Chat box, tell me who y'all trying to see film being broken down on first, man. I think there's an overwhelming margin that the peoples definitely wanna see the linebackers here. I also get questions about how Van Der Esch stacks up with the rest of the rookies, or at least the guys that were taken in front of him, and the one guy that was taken behind him. You know, you got Roquan Smith, Tremaine Edmonds, Van Der Esch, Fred Warner's out there playing with San Francisco, Darius Leonard, Josie Jewell that I was really talking shit about in the pre-draft process or whatever. It's a lot of young rookie linebackers that are doing their thing, but ain't nobody running around like young Leighton Van Der Esch. I saw last night on the game he was doing a little shit. He was actually howling. I didn't have like no audio or whatever. He was actually howling. I thought he was doing the Ric Flair joint. I was about to get up and strut with him. You know what I'm saying? But he's actually howling. So that's his thing. That he's a wolf hunter. He hunts wolves. I don't know who's responsible for these nicknames and shit, but it's interesting. So currently the film rankings or whatever is looking like Jaylon and Van Der Esch, then Jordan Lewis and the DBs, then Cooper and Gallup. Then y'all want me to take a look at the offensive line. I get busy with the O-line talk. And also, Markel, yeah, they do know that I played center, man. That's kind of where I got a lot of my football knowledge from. You know, I kind of learned the whole offense playing center on accident, actually. So, good looking out. They actually do know that, and they know I coached. And Rico Gathers. I thought people would be kind of excited to see Rico Gathers. I thought Rico Gathers had some pretty good blocking film out there, but they want to see Rico fifth. I'm gonna actually read Nini's tweet. Nini is all over the place. Ain't you at work? Nini, ain't you at work? Let me go to my chat box. Let me go to my chat box real quick. Let me slide over here real quick. Nini, ain't you at work? How you on Twitter and the thing and the chat? Come on. What you doing? How you doing? Come on. I got a super chat if my laptop would load. Let this thing load up just a little bit. All right, cool. We loaded up. David Alexander dropped another 5 in the super chat just for being top tier, silver and blue, from the womb to the tomb. I can tell David gets really hyped about these things, man. David gets really hyped about these things. My chat box. Don't say anything to get times out. Michael Incognito is very fair. Da, da, da. Well, I tell you what, ever since I gave my admins guns, boy, y'all just been out here just shooting it up. Shooting it up. Yeah, coach, that's him. Nini is a skilled multitasker. Anyway, yeah, man, they're trying to get Brian Broadus on the jack, man. He comes in at like 1:00, so I really want to hear what Brian Broadus got to say. He's definitely film guy. Like I'm film guy too, but
this one is amazing.
What a great show.
And they were paying up to $645 for pairs of shoes.
Yeah, we
$99 at Pay.
Cut this shit up. We see a lot of the same things. I mean, because at the end of the day, film don't lie. Like really, film doesn't lie. So if everybody watches film, we could all see the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it'll cut down on a lot of that narrative. But while we doing that, while we got a little time for hold up, Metal Gear Solid. Hey man, y'all want to support the Voch Lombardi situation? The podcast, the movement, the nation, the Doski Woski. Pick you up a Speed Strength Ass Whoop shirt or a I Watch Film shirt. It will separate you from the rest of the pack. It'll let people know that you're not the casual fan. Go pick you up one. The link is in the description. If that link don't work, I'll drop it in the chat box because I get excited over these shirts. Shop.spreadshirt.com/shop Lombardi. Go get you one. You know what I'm saying? Go get you one. But I don't really plan on being here all day, man. I just really wanted to get my Cowboys thoughts out, my Cowboys opinions out. I wanted to hear what y'all had to say in case y'all had a last minute opinion. Also, man, just get preliminary ideas out before the film gets rolling. Because once the film is done, once we're done watching film in football fashion, once we're done watching film, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? We move on to the next game. We move on to the next the next obstacle, the next – what Coach Evans, tell Dwayne Taylor I said. You tell Dwayne Taylor I said. Blew that. Goddamn Saints. Don't steal it. You tell Coach Taylor I said that. He was at the game. Tears falling all in his beverages. Tell Coach Taylor I said that. Anyway, I just wanted to get some preliminary thoughts out, man, before it's time for the film. So after we watch the film, it's over with. We're moving on to the Eagles. We're going into that live stream set. We're getting a lot of pregame stuff, analysis, all that. We're breaking that stuff down. We got 10 days though. We got 10 days though from this Thursday to next Sunday. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. Chat box, let me ask y'all this question though. How many of y'all trying to fire Randy Gregory? Because I've kind of calmed down on that notion. Voch, remember when Brian Broadus wanted Miles Jack instead of Jaylon Smith? He was so convinced that Jaylon Smith wouldn't play football again. Hell, Voch Lombardi wanted Miles Jack over Jaylon Smith. Boy, goddamn, Miles Jack was amazing, man. Miles Jack was amazing. And yes, Law Nation made the point that we're not even at full strength yet. David Irvin got to come back. Tyron Smith, Sean Lee, guys like that. Plenty of guys to come back. And I'll take some questions in the chat box too. I just neglect the hell out the chat box, dog, and I really do apologize for that. I don't be trying to like neglect y'all, but super chats fly in, those guys pay for that, so I got to get to the super chats like they're the real deal. You know what I mean? The calls come in. That's some dope little engagement. Let me see. Ah, shit. I don't want to show that on the internet, but goddamn, that's funny. Yo, Coach, that's funny as shit. That's funny. That's funny. Damn. But yes, if y'all have Coach, why DT man like that, dog? I'm not, Coach. But damn, why DT man like that, dog? God damn. Anyway. Yes, chat box. I'll be taking some questions, man. I'll be taking some questions, dog. I just to hear what y'all got to say, and I guess we can hang it up after we hear Broadus, man. After we hear Broadus, why don't we go with no show? I love you and thank you for listening to 105.3 The Fan. Nope, y'all won't get y'all won't get free commercial time on me. No, sir, not gonna be able to do it. Chat box, what we got before I get this Brian Broadus segment in? Then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Voch, both he and Jack are pretty good linebackers, but in my opinion, Jaylon is better. Jaylon's better now. I liked how Miles dealt with blockers, and I like Miles' coverage ability. Jaylon could always cover, but Miles went to go cover like slot receivers and shit. You know what I mean? Then Miles would go thump with D linemen. You know what I mean? Like Miles, he came to Jacksonville and he played Sam because he was able to deal with all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So 100%. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. I'm going to have that roll in, and let me make sure that that's synced up so I can make sure. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations. Okay, so I got a call here, but I want to see if this is Brian Broadus first. If it is, call, hang tight. If not, we're going to go straight to you.
G-Bag Nation. Let's do this. Right here on 105.3 The Fan.
It's hour number 4 of the G-Bag Nation here on 105.3 The Fan. Every Friday at 1 o'clock, Brian Broadus joins us. He's a must-follow on Twitter at Brian Broadus.
Yeah, hang tight, Carl. We're going to hear what Broadus got to say.
Regularly at DallasCowboys.com. Former NFL scout joins us here on your home of the Cowboys. And a good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Doing well, gentlemen. Thank you.
So, we know the tale of the tape and how it all went and everything, but why were the Cowboys so much more successful at getting to Drew Brees than the other teams?
Well, it is amazing that they were able to pull it off the way they were. And, and to affect Brees, you had to affect the middle of the pocket, and not many people had been able to do that. You have to be able to play with those under tackles, those nose tackles. And, you got some guys inside that with the Cowboys, especially with the human log, Antoine Woods, the way he's able to push the middle of the pocket with some power. And
what was that nickname?
Human log.
The human log.
Yeah, Nate Newton gave him the nickname, the human log, and so it's kind of stuck over here at the Star. We just we don't even call him Antoine Woods. We just call him the human log, and he's like the trash can full of dirt and stuff like that. But it's this guy. I mean, he comes off the ball, and he's very disruptive. He takes two blockers with him at a time, or if he's one-on-one, he can handle that. And you got some other guys that have played well with him. I mean, they did a great job. Collins played really well. I mean, you look at the sack that they were able to get with Anthony Brown coming from the backside, on the slot blitz, was a lot because Collins was able to beat Ramczyk, to the corner, and then Ramczyk had to kind of try and push him wide, and that made Drew Brees have to try and go inside, which took him right to the blitz. So you've got guys, and that's where it had to come down to. They got a 6-foot quarterback playing in there that's a Hall of Famer. But if you make him have to see over the top of the defense, that's where he struggles. And it's not often he struggles, and it's not often that people get that much pressure on the inside. But the Cowboys did a great job of just attacking, Unger and Pete and those guys inside to affect the game the way they did.
Is there any way they can keep this up? Because I feel like we could almost
Sure they can. They've been playing this way all year.
They haven't been playing this way all year.
No, they've been playing this way all year. The only bad game they
200 yards against the Saints.
But what have they done scoring defense-wise?
Oh, they've done well scoring defense.
Yeah,
but the best defense in the league can't do anything against you.
No, the guys they played. I mean, if you look, other than the game against Tennessee, where they gave up, where they were 11 of 14 on third down, and a lot of those conversions were 3rd and 7+, which the Titans hadn't done all year. Think about the last 4 games. Think about the winning streak that they played. They shut down the Falcons. I mean, that was pretty damn good. That Falcons at home, you kept telling me they're averaging 40 damn points a game. They had all these big plays and all that. They played well. They've held teams.
A little like a personal attack here, Brian.
No, it's just
it should be.
No. Well, you took a turn at the bat rack too now, my friend over there. So don't act like you're walking away from this. This
I've
attack.
always believed in everything happening with the Dallas Cowboys.
Why do you think they played well, Michael? Why do you think they played well on defense?
Well, one being like you guys talked about getting pressure to Drew Brees, and then another one is to me, and I want you to talk about this, Brian, is Byron Jones. And I know this is tough because I know that you really concentrate on the Cowboys, but I mean he has to be a top 5 cornerback in the NFL.
Oh
this
no,
year.
yeah, I see them play a lot of different opponents and stuff. That cornerback that Amari Cooper lit up for 8 for 75 last night. That Lattimore, he's a pretty damn good corner too.
Oh.
And the fact that the Cowboys had success throwing the ball against him with Amari Cooper, I think that surprised me. Really surprised me. But yeah, they pulled that part off. But yeah, Byron Jones. I mean, I think this secondary as a whole played really well. You look, the kid Jordan Lewis played. They threw him out with the trash. Chris Richard said, "Nah, you're not a starter anymore. Nah, we're going to put you at dime package stuff. Nah, you're going to be like, we're going to let you run jet sweeps and things like that." He played 8 of the most important snaps you'll ever have from a player in a game.
So, Brian, I do have this, and this is going to come from, look, this is where my heart is this is a 4A player that played a little bit in the major leagues and very frustrated when guys kept getting opportunities when they failed over and over again. Now, this is from the New Orleans standpoint. Why would you run Eli Apple out there for another game? There has to be, from your scouting perspective, there has to be 30 guys out there that are on
they
practice
traded for
squads.
They traded for him though.
But there has to be practice squad guys better than him.
You know what? You're right. I don't really care what the New Orleans Saints are doing. I care what this team's doing.
Yeah.
And I
it just ticks me off from like, why are you giving this guy?
And the Giants drafted Eli Apple top 10
because we've been so critical of Scott Linehan and everybody on this coaching staff about not taking advantage of the guys they're playing against. You know, I mean, they clearly said, okay, we can't get Amari Cooper over on that guy, so we'll do the next best thing. And what they did, they took Michael Gallup, and that's Jeff's guy. He's always loved Michael Gallup. And Michael Gallup went out there and made some plays for you. You know, I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to take advantage of bad players. And finally, we're seeing them do that. And that, you know, I think that's, you know, something. If, you know, for forever it feels like, oh, they're taking advantage of a Woozier here. Oh, they're doing this against this guy. You know, I mean, there's starting to be a lot fewer players on the field defensively for the Cowboys that you could take advantage of. Even Anthony Brown, who, you know, people like to try and take advantage of, played well. Now, the Saints will brag to you the week before that we had 4 undrafted guys catch touchdowns. Well, you know, you got what you deserved last night. You had 4 undrafted guys last night trying to play against guys that are better than your players. So, you know, sometimes, you know, you applaud yourself for doing this, and it ends up being really something else that cost you a game.
When Sean Lee is back, and it sounds like it might be next Sunday, but when he's back, you know how they talk about playing the best 5 on the offensive line? And like, maybe it's not the perfect fit. Well, would they find a way to put all 3 out there and not play Damian Wilson, or just kind of rotate them?
Yeah. What did they do, guys? I mean, you guys watch these games as close as me. You don't need some scout coming on at 1:00 telling you what these games are all about. But what did they do before Sean Lee got hurt?
They rotated them, and I think they all 3 played together a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. You answered your own question. That's exactly what they're going to do. This is not about taking guys off the field and we got to take Jaylon off. No, I mean, it's going to be, hey, how many different guys can you get on the field that can run and tackle? Jaylon Smith's tackle on the third down that went to the sidelines that kept Kamara out of the end zone. That's a huge play. You get guys that could go make plays like that. I mean, that's what you got to have. And having Sean Lee, you know, hopefully Sean Lee can stay healthy enough for a month. And then hopefully, you know, if they get in the playoffs, he can continue to play and all that. But at least, you know, you have guys that if Sean Lee's not there, that they can go make plays with. And I think, you know, how are they playing? But it was a rotation before he got hurt. And it's going to be a rotation when he gets back.
What can you tell us about that 4th down stop there near the goal line early in the game, and how much that might have changed what transpired?
Well, yeah, and Jaylon Smith's stop on Kamara to get it to 4th down was huge, okay? I mean, because Kamara's got a head of steam, and he's heading for the goal line, and Jaylon Smith coming from the inside makes the play. So all of a sudden now you got him to a 4th down situation. Okay, human log in there. You got Collins in there. You got Crawford in there. You got 2 linebackers attacking the line square. I mean, those are all. I mean, that's what you got to have. And they even had it recovered if Drew Brees would have pulled the ball and tried to run to the outside with Lawrence screaming from the backside to make the play. They had Xavier Woods in position if Brees had pulled the ball. So give Chris Richard and company and Rod Marinelli a lot of credit for their ability to say, okay, we have a feeling what you're going to do. We're going to call a defense to make sure you don't do what you're going to do.
Brian, I always heard this from John Madden and all the games he called with Pat Summerall, and he always said, I don't know if this still applies or not to today's football, the toughest points to score are always the first point. So he would always kind of like 4th and inches or 4th and goal. He would say early on in the game, get your 3 points and get on the board.
Yeah.
What's kind of the philosophy now of that, or do you believe in that at all? What Madden would talk about?
You know, I not that I'm going against a Hall of Fame coach or anything like that. I applaud Sean Payton. You know, people were talking to me all week on shows I was on there asking, well, you know, Dallas has got to play this game unconventionally. They've got to do things, go for it on 4th downs. You weren't going to out crazy their coach. Their coach is one of the craziest coaches in the league when it comes to, you know, and that, you know, he's looking at numbers. He's looking at all those things that, you know, okay, I'm 4th down. I'm going to try it here. I'm going to hold you and all that. That's what he was counting on. If he didn't get the points, he was counting on his defense holding you. But the Cowboys did a great job of driving out of the end zone right there. But I think that, to me, you know, I would have gone for it there. I think Dallas it was just a great stop. I mean, the Saints have one of the better offensive lines in the league. You know, and they have one of the most dynamic players in the league. They handed him the football. You know, your guys were just better than him on that play. So I tell you something we all need to kind of worry about. Why is Dallas getting inside the 5-yard line and not scoring? You know, they're kicking far too many field goals in those situations. That should have been more of an ass kicking than it really was. You know, if you look at that, the number of points that they left on the field, the Saints really shouldn't have been in that game. You know, and the Randy Gregory lining up off sides, that was a horrible call. I mean, I'm looking at that and I'm going, I've seen worse. I've seen far worse of alignment problems that referees have not called. So, you know, that was a turnover right there. It's just, you know, it's an unfortunate play. And then, you know, he has I don't know, punt safe. I don't know what he's doing trying to block, you know, a punt or even be near a punt. So, you know, those are the kinds of things. If you don't have those things happen to you, this Saints game, the Saints get embarrassed, in my opinion, the way that the Cowboys played.
What could they do differently red zone offensively? Because today I've kind of said I like what their offensive coaching staff is doing. You just got to make more plays. Like, so what would you see them doing differently?
It seems like when you watch the routes, guys are getting covered. You know, I mean, you get down in that area, you've got to find. That's one of the great things about Jason Witten was his ability to make himself uncovered. Terrence Williams, guys make themselves uncovered. You know, we've seen Amari Cooper run routes and stuff like that. They doubled him down there a little bit. But, you know, you had guys that just could not get open. If you're going to throw the ball, you know, you have to make sure that you get protection, A, and B, have guys that can run routes and get open. And they just have not had that nearly enough. They've tried to run the ball in there a couple of different times, have gotten stopped. But, you know, again, they're playing with a backup left tackle, a backup left guard, and a backup center. So, you know, maybe that's a little bit of their problems down there, but they've got to fix this thing right now. I mean, they can't just continue to go through these games and drive the ball down there and kick field goals once they get inside the 7-yard line.
They've beaten Atlanta and New Orleans with no Tyron Smith. If Fleming has to go against the Eagles, what have you seen over the last two games? Have they gotten lucky, or is this somewhat of a system?
Oh, they help him. They help him. Yeah, they're going to put a body over there. That young man from Stanford will go stand over there next to him. You know, it's going to be like when you have a dummy in your lap, you know, and you're using the ventriloquist thing. I mean, they're helping him along, you know.
Okay.
Somebody's moving the lips, and the other guy's acting like he's talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't feel like that. But you know, I tell you what, Cam Fleming, I thought he played better in this game than he played last week.
Huh.
But yeah, you know, Cam Fleming is never going to be pretty. He's just not a pretty player. He's gonna fight. He's gonna battle. Heck, the screen that they had for a touchdown to Zeke. They run a fake where he gets to the outside and really does a great job of selling the screen that's going to go to Beasley to that side and draws some defenders his way. So, you know, he's a smart football player, but he's just not, you know, it's Tyron Smith and Cam Fleming. You know, it just doesn't seem right, but it's a hell of a lot better than putting Chaz Green out there. We know that now.
Do you think that Jason Witten should quit Monday Night Football and play for the Cowboys the rest of the season?
You know what? I'll tell you what. I hope Ben Rodgers continues to stay aggressive with his approach. You know, I really, really do. I don't, I you know, because there's stories that are, you know, there's a lot of people involved in that story for Ben Rodgers, and it's one of those things you kind of keep things to yourself. And Ben I have a feeling that Ben got some really, really good information, and then everything said, well, maybe we're as a front office, we're not really ready to go that way. They want to play with younger players. The team is clearly a younger team, you know. So, you know, I hope Ben doesn't lose his enthusiasm for trying to break stories and stuff like that, because we all need to continue to do that and kind of stay off his ass if that's the case. But I think that it's you know, if they had to tie it in, I mean, but Blake Jarwin, a heck of a play coming off the goal line last night. So they're trying their best to do the best they can to make up for Witten, and they just really haven't done that yet.
How important is Tyrone Crawford been to what this defense is doing?
I'm glad people are figuring out that, you know, that we're not hearing anymore that he makes $48 million or any of that stuff anymore. Yeah. You know, I mean, and, you know, for years I've tried to tell people, hey, he does things that you don't count in the box score, to use a baseball term. I guess it's, you know, you're sitting there and you know, he could play the under tackle, he could play defensive end, you know, he helps you to get Lawrence home on a rush because he's a powerful guy and he can get penetration on the play and get a guy behind him. You know, he's one of those guys, he plays the run. It's just, there's so many things that he can do, but, you know, it's Chan-Ho Park syndrome. We know how much money he makes, and every time he goes out there and sucks at a start, we want to remind everybody how much money he makes, but he's a really good football player.
Did Tank dominate play in and play out?
He backed up his talk. He
Awesome.
was he was clear about what he wanted to do, and he brought a bunch of guys with him. And like I said, they physically beat up on an offensive line minus their left tackle. But still, I think if that left tackle even played, it was going to be a rough night for the Saints the way that front seven played for the Cowboys.
Are you? Oh, sorry. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. You done?
Oh, dang, I was going to ask him. Sorry, I'm now Tony Kyle.
Roll it.
Ask
Roll
him.
it.
Are you looking forward to Texas OU at all, or do you care about that stuff?
You know what I am? I'm interested because I'm interested to see. I love college football in that stadium. I really, really do. I think it's great when you have the two bands and the crowds. And, you know, for so many years, we've seen Texas OU play to the Cotton Bowl. I'm now interested to see how it's going to be played at AT&T. I think that, you know, Texas is going to have to go with the same game plan. They're going to have to make it a very physical game, and they were able to take it to OU. And, you know, OU has to be ready for that. If they're not, they'll lose again. But I'll tell you what, watching OU, I think OU's the only team that can beat Alabama. That's just me. I just think you have to outscore Alabama. And they tend to have trouble with quarterbacks that can run and throw. And I would hope that Oklahoma could get in this thing and give them a run for it.
Awesome stuff, man. Have a good weekend.
You guys, too. Take care.
He's at Brian Broadus on Twitter, the great Brian Broadus, DallasCowboys.com, former scout, former front office member. He brings you nothing.
All right.
Pure
We
wisdom.
got
All right.
It's not a conversation.
It's an
He knows a lot of
investigation
people.
into what's really going on with America's team. We have the birthday power rankings coming up, and then awesome stats from a Cowboys victory here on The Fan.
All right, cool. I think that's about it. That's all we're going to do for the radio. We're going to finish up with calls, and then we're going to wrap this show up. Let's get into the phones line blowing up. Who is this? Let me see. Let me see what it says. Let me get all this out the way. Then get my volume back right. Then, okay, cool. We had a caller patiently waiting. I sincerely apologize, but we got 424. Let me unmute you. My bad. 424. What's that?
Hey,
Who this?
Nope. Hey, what's going on? My name is Mark, calling from LA.
What up, Mark? Let me ask you a question, Mark. What do water taste like in LA after a Cowboys W?
Never tastes better than now, man. That was a hard-fought victory for our boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very little people gave us a chance in the game, which was weird to me because if you look at our defense and the Saints' offense, this was probably the best matchup across the board in the NFL. Like, we got big physical corners that can run. The Saints don't have anybody that can threaten you up top, which is what gives us problems, which you alluded to earlier. And our pass rush was far too physical, far too strong, too many fresh bodies we can throw in there that can all hunt. And then we got Jaylon and Vander Esch flying around, smacking everything moving. So I was confused at why he thought it would be a blowout. I thought it would be a close game. I didn't expect it to be under 20 points for both teams, but I expected it to be a lot closer than the so-called experts thought.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, like I was saying all week, and I keep being, braggadocious Voch about this, man. But, styles make fights, man. I had no fear of them. You know what I'm saying? I had no fear of them. But you're absolutely right, man. We presented problems for them, And, hey, man, I can't wait to watch the film and break this down a little bit more so we can have exact answers. So as a fan base, we'll be, just a little more educated knowing what we do best moving forward. I can't wait to break into it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I had a point on Dak Prescott that I feel like a lot of people miss.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of annoying to me, like, as a football fan and studying, like, the intricacies of the game.
Yes, sir.
Like, Dak Prescott from high school through college played in a read option system.
Okay.
So in the read option system, he only reading half the field. It's read option 1 to option 2, take off. And then we're asking him to come in and play in a traditional offense that was tailor-made for Tony Romo and his skill set, not necessarily what Dak does great. And then we don't want to give him time to progress as a quarterback. He's only been playing quarterback in a traditional sense for the past 2.5 years.
Sure.
And still has more wins than everyone except for 2 quarterbacks in the NFL, a completion percentage above 60%. I mean, obviously, you want his ball security to improve, want him to be able to climb in the pocket better and make faster reads. But those are things that come with time. Like, no one expected out of the box for Ben Roethlisberger to show up and be great, but they did with Cam. even though he played with less weapons. So I feel like it's kind of like a double standard. Like, people expect you out of the box to be able to go, even if you're not playing with a genius offensive coordinator. Yeah. The first half of the season, we had 0 weapons outside of Zeke, and the whole world knew it. And it appeared that Dak knew it as well, because he held on to the ball for forever and a day trying to let guys uncover. So I feel like now he's finally getting into a rhythm, even playing with a makeshift left side of the line. He's still making plays, and he missed 4 throws, but we call them inaccurate. Like, I'll take 24 out of 28 all day and twice on Sundays, like every day of the week. I'm really confused at how that makes sense. How can a man only have 4 incomplete passes? Yes, we would have wanted him to hit on that deep throw, but if we paying attention to the clock, it's 4 minutes plus when he misses that throw. We score there, we give the Saints the ball back with a chance to make a play, and it still ends up a 1-possession game. I'm assuming if we score there, Breeze is like, okay, I got 4 minutes, 2 scores, plenty of time, and I got all 3 timeouts. Like, let's go get it. Actually, missing that throw kind of helped us, because the next play was a run by Dak for a first down, which ate up another minute and some change. And then we get the dumb timeout by Sean Payton, just above the 2-minute warning, which allowed us to throw the fade to Amari, which ran more time off the clock. And then it allowed us to go ahead and take a knee to ice the game. Like, are people watching, or are they just commenting or regurgitating what the so-called experts are saying? Like, if we watch, we want him to hit on that throw, yeah, because it looks good in the stats. But in actuality, it kind of helped our game plan, which is keep the ball away from the Saints.
Man, you've got on this phone and you've made some fantastic points, sir. I always feel like the 80% of our fan base are emotional, irrational, and idiots. You know what I mean? But I think 20% of us really crave information. You know, some of us get online, I'm not gonna lie. But I would say most of the people that follow Cowboys YouTubers, most people that follow us, they're solid football fans that either actually know what they're talking about or they actually seek information. You've made some outstanding points, sir. You're not speaking with emotion. You are speaking with logic. You're basing your arguments on what you see. And I've got to applaud you, my man. I've got to applaud you. Salute to you, sir. I totally agree on every single point you made. Dak ain't gonna be Tom Brady right now. He has 3 backups on his offensive line right now, and we just now got him some receiver help, guys that we can get the ball to him on 3rd down and beat man coverage consistently with. He can take his pick on which guy he wants to beat man with. So that's more so. I think we're more successful the past 4 weeks than the rest of them. I totally agree with you, brother.
Absolutely. And then for the defense, people were killing Gregory for the offsides, but if you look at his hand placement, was his shadow what they called offsides? Because it looked like his body was out of the neutral zone. That was a reach by the referee. Obviously, it was a bonehead play on the punt safe when he runs into the kicker's leg, but that's just a player trying to make a play. I'll take a penalty on a guy trying to make a play to change the game as opposed to him being out there scared with his hands in his pocket.
Man,
like,
you sound like a coach.
Make a mistake.
Boy, you sound like a coach.
I'll take that all day.
As far as the offsides, if you go back and take a look at it, I actually went back and watched it this morning. Randy's burst was pretty nasty on that play. Now, the penalty was egregious, and we always talked about Randy not really being ready as soon as he gets back. Give him like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks to really get right. We see Randy Gregory kind of picking up more and more and more by the week. Randy Gregory's ball get off was just nasty, and I think that's, I don't know, maybe the dude contacts got a little foggy, but he thought that was offsides. He was definitely onside, but man, Randy put a little nasty sauce on that ball get off. So I feel you on that too,
For
bro.
sure.
Yeah, I feel you.
I think his bend and his first step off the ball is as good as anybody's in football. I don't know if it's that 94 he's wearing or what it is, but that kid is explosive, and it feels like he's still learning how to play the game, especially the way we play. Like, like hunting and then stopping the run on the way to the quarterback, like those sorts of things. It feels like he's starting to get his sea legs, but that's obviously going to come with experience. And then the last point I wanted to touch on is our receiving core. Like, I was excited about Gallup a lot more than most, and I was happy we got him in the 3rd round because to me, I thought he had 2nd round late first round, early second round ability based on his route running and his physicality.
Boy, this dude know what he talking about. Who the hell is this on my phone? Who you work for? What league you work for?
I haven't seen a receiver come out of college he was as good a route runner as there was, and he was as good against man coverage, and he played his best games against big teams like Alabama. He showed out. People were watching the score, but they didn't watch that he was giving Alabama fits, and he killed his conference. And so I was just watching it from that perspective. The only thing I was hoping is that he didn't get thrust into being our number one right away. He got a chance to figure out the speed of the game and his setups. Like he understands leverage well. Like if he gets a DB leaning, he automatically like snaps the route off and gets his head and hands around quick. Like I think the kid is going to be special. I haven't seen us have a 1-2 punch like this in a while. Like I liken it to when we had a healthy Dez and Miles Austin. Like we had two dudes that you could kind of pick your poison with. Like if you make a mistake on one side, one's going to hit his head on the goalpost. And if you make a mistake on the other side, you'll hit his head on the goalpost. The only thing we don't have is that consistency at the tight end. But I kind of feel like I want to see us going to a little bit more four wide with a single back and let Cole eat a little bit more. I think we put him out there in situations to where we go and slot to one side, and the DBs they kind of can get help. Like they can bracket coverage in and kind of take him away. But I feel like if we spread them out, for one, it gives Zeke clear lanes. It makes the reads easier for Dak. Like I just want to see us from a formation perspective show a little more variety. I think the play calling is fine. I just want to see us like we did a little bit last night with a little bit of misdirection and fake a screen, to throw a screen, those sorts of things. I want to see us get into that bag more because I feel like that's where Dak thrives, and Zeke is special in those sort of situations. But that was kind of where I landed with things. And I've been watching your film breakdowns or like listening to PhD level classes as far as the way you break things down, footwork and hand placement from offensive linemen. And you were ahead of the Leighton Vander Esch thing before a lot of people wanted to say it was a good pick. You were like, look, man, he fills a void. Like Sean Lee has got a problem with availability. He's special when he's out there, but he spent a lot of time in the training table. So you got to have a guy that can fill in. And Leighton Vander Esch is more than filling in. Him and Jaylon seem like the front runners for the Pro Bowl starters. Hopefully we not there and they can't play. We playing that big game, but yeah, dude, I think we got some special players. I don't know how Jerry's gonna figure out how to pay everybody, but we definitely got what it takes if we can put it all together. I just want to see us play a complete game in all three phases and see what we can do.
Man, I feel you, man. This call was refreshing. What's your name, bro?
Mark.
I'm going to plug you in as Platinum, Mark. So next time you call in, I want you to go to the tippy top of the list, Mark. This call was refreshing. It was gangster. It put the nipple on the titty. It was nasty. And I really do appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the call, man.
Appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Thank you.
Damn. Boy. Watch is cool. I need to address a couple super chats before I get into the calls. Before I get to the rest of these phones, let me scroll for a little bit. I'm using his voice on accident, I promise. Dave Alexander with another deuce in the super chat. He don't care about nothing. He just out here to support the cause. Because you, Law, and Mark Holmes on the real. I don't even know what that means. Maybe it just means he like really supports us. B.U.E., what's happening, brother? Bruh, we did the damn thing. You goddamn right we did. Dropped a 5 in a super chat. I'm going to skip over this and say the best for last. Brandon Parker, are you done? Dave Alexander dropped another deuce in the super chat. Now let me get to this one. Janiqua Nene Russell said that she dropped 5 in the super chat. She just simply wanted to pass the message along. She wanted to let us know. She just wanted to let it, just to let it be, She dropped this super chat just cause the Hot Boys went off last night, and Voch is capital fine 2. LOL, kissy face. Let's just break that down a little bit. Let's just like analyze that super chat for a second, right? Roll my sleeve up. Not only does capital have a capital C in it, fine has a capital F in it, but she put the LOL before the kissy face. She could have bombarded this whole thing with kissy faces, but the one singular kissy face after the LOL, that means she meant it. That means it was pivotal. That means, here's my statement, capital V, capital F. Oh, don't forget. Let me tell y'all something in the chat box. Y'all can shoot y'all shot all you want. Look me in the eye when I say, you can shoot your shot all you want. Shoot your shot all you want, famo. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what nature intends you do. Shoot your shot. But Nene know where home at. And I ain't blink when I said it. Nene know where home at. Leave that. Let me get back into this call. I still ain't blinked yet. Shh. Let me get into this call. Shh. I just blinked in because I was done talking to y'all, but I blinked in. Yeah, right. With a capital C and a capital F? Come on. 979. What's cracking, bro?
What's up, Voch? Man, I'm just sitting back listening. The dude before was actually nasty. He had a few points that he made that was just
great points.
I mean, right on key.
Great points.
And I feel like I guess my thing is what I wanted to talk about was the coach, the head coach, Randy Gregory. I see you talk about Randy Gregory a lot, but I don't know if he's going to be able to fit the system or if he's going to be able to mature enough for Jerry Jones to be able to stick around. But from what I'm seeing, the dude has raw talent, and I think that's the only, like him being with Dallas is the only way it's going to come out. And the third thing I wanted to talk about is this line. So Dallas done shook things up from what I'm seeing last night, because at first you would think like the Rams was a top DL line. I guess from what I was seeing out there is the Rams, but then you got to throw Dallas in the mix. So
let me say this. Let me say this. Okay. From a talent standpoint, the Rams are better than us. Clearly, no debating. I don't want to get that mistaken.
Okay.
But Rod Marinelli, he's put us in a situation to where if he gets a combination of traits, if he gets a player with a certain kind of traits, they can fit within his system. Antoine Woods ain't better than Aaron Donald, but he can be productive with us because of what we ask our one techs to do. The same.
So that was 55, right? The one number 55 that was pushing through the line last night.
Antoine is 99. 51 is Karan Reed. The same type of guy. The same type of guy. They're productive in this system that Rod Marinelli has put forth for us. Tyrone Crawford can play anywhere. Malik Collins plays B-gap. He gets into those gap exchanges or whatever. But we really ain't got big names on the line.
But that's good.
That's great.
I'm glad you said that. That guy that you had on the line last night, I want to say 55, man, this dude he had footwork.
51, Karan Reed. Yeah. He's actually a 3-tech. He's actually a 3-tech. But what but what Rod Marinelli asks him to do, he's productive there, which is why Rod is so dope. Rod's so dope, man, that he look. We used to get pressure with like George Selvey and Jeremy Mincy. You know what I mean? Right. Like Rod being able to put guys in certain spots makes them flourish in that way.
Maximizing that position.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you. You said it best. Keep going.
Does he have that future? Does Randy have that future? And then what y'all going to do with Sean Garrett? I mean, I think he's still in the way, if you ask me, but that's pretty much all I wanted to figure out.
Randy's the most talented defensive lineman we have in our D-line room.
Over Malik?
Over Malik. Not kidding. Talent-wise, Randy Gregory's better than all of them. If you think about D-Law, his first few years or whatnot, he had a lot of effort sacks. He ran into a lot of sacks, and he beat a few guys, sure. But D-Law just now figuring out how to use his hands, how to control wrists, how to slow the fast, how to bend, how to rip.
Pushing already. I got you.
Absolutely. Randy rolls out the bed knowing how to bend. He rolls out the bed with huge hands, with long arms. And Randy been sitting down for a while. D-Law had to learn stuff. Randy's been sitting down for a minute.
He did it in Nebraska. I watched him sit this big old frame in the pocket and just. I mean, it was up to him. It was lunch.
But once Randy learns the moves that D-Law got, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Randy's basically going out there beating people with speed. He may give a rush on the back end. He may give a swim over the top. You have to. This is how I know Jerry Jones. This how I know this how I know Jerry Jones got to sign Randy Gregory, because you put up with him for so many years. You still got faith in him. He's the fact that he's on a team right now screams what this team thinks about Randy Gregory. He gonna be here, and wait till he get good. Randy ain't even good yet. Please.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. They give him a little chance to really just blow up. But I think the whole line is solid.
Sure.
So where would you rank your D? Give me your top five D lines, and I'm out.
The kids in Jacksonville can play. The kids in Houston can play. There are some guys. The Rams got a good D line. I don't want to hate on Tennessee. They got solid guys, but they ain't really, But they up there somewhere. They're another play together type team. Houston got some good D linemen. Hell, the damn Saints played a damn good game at D line. Julius Pepper still playing great. The number one
offense that Dallas just smashed mouth last night. I mean, they really. I mean, the boys only put up 13 points. You hear Stephen A. talking bad. You hear everybody talking bad about Dallas, and he in Dallas talking about they ain't gonna win.
Quit listening to Stephen A.
And then, the first thing I could do last night is try to find something to get live to see what Stephen A. had to say, because these boys smashed.
That's what he wants you to do. Quit listening to Stephen A. Stephen A. talk crap because we allow him to. Regardless of what happened, Stephen A. was going to get he was going to get an influx of views, man. If we'd have lost, he'd have talked crazy and everybody would have laughed at the Cowboys. If he'd have won, everybody going to tune in. Everybody get to laugh at Stephen A. Smith. He's a genius, really. He loves the Cowboys because he gets ratings and views and revenue from the Cowboys. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Shit, they don't just just run one Cowboy topic all day. They're gonna talk about the defense. They're gonna talk about shutting down Drew Brees. They're gonna talk about what
we've been talking about it. Mm-hmm. How the Cowboys supposed to lose this game. They were supposed to lose this game.
Yeah. So.
But we wasn't even supposed to be talking about it.
Right. So.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get off. I'm still on, man. Appreciate you picking up the call, bro.
Yes, sir. Dosky Woski.
Hold it down. I love your work.
My man. Appreciate it. Boy, Nene dropped the capital C and the capital F. Boy, I'm going to buy some food one day. Rub a hand under the table or something. 347, what's happening? Who this?
Voch, what's up, man? It's Rick.
What up, Rick? Where you from, Rick?
Ricky from New York.
Let me ask you a question, Rick. What the water tastes like in New York after a Cowboys done? I just want to ask.
Oh, man, it's the best when you're a Cowboys fan.
I bet you, bro.
Especially when yeah, man, especially when all your friends was calling you crazy for saying the boys could beat the Saints, and they do it.
Talk to them. Talk to them. What you got for the show, Rick? Tell me about your observations, bro.
Well, I mean, some real, honestly, I'm happy with the production, mainly the defense. I mean, people were calling me crazy because, listen, there's no secret defense wins championships, and even though it wasn't a championship game, at the end of the day, a lockdown defense is going to shut down a high-scoring offense. But the main thing, honestly, that I really called was because a lot of people keep forgetting this defense is as good as they are, and we're not even at full depth.
David Irvin on the sideline chilling somewhere. Sean Lee on the sideline.
David Irvin, and when we get to the playoffs, it's going to be crazy.
Nasty.
But another thing, man, I just wanted you to check it out too. Did you hear? And I want your opinion on this. Did you hear this guy Colin Cowherd?
Will y'all
saying
stop
that,
with? Will
he
y'all
feels-
stop listening to these media people? Hell no, I ain't listening to Colin
Yeah,
Cowherd.
man, it's just it's ridiculous, man.
What'd he
It's
say?
crazy how, and this is why I love watching, you, Law, and Okoye, because y'all just keep it real, man.
Yeah, what'd he
Y'all
say,
just-
bro?
Y'all keep it real, and
What'd he say?
he basically compared Dak to Tebow 2.0, and it's ironic to me how they say, oh, Dak has to have the perfect recipe to win. He has to have a great defense. He has to have a great running back, a number one receiver. But then you got them praising quarterbacks like Carson Wentz. Now, Carson isn't a bad quarterback. I'm not knocking Carson. But why is it that he gets dismissed, but Dak gets, all the hardship and all the blame when Dak was a fourth rounder? And to me, he's outperforming Carson Wentz in these past 3 years.
Because we're the Cowboys and they get ratings for talking about us. What's the last news piece you heard about the Chargers? What they saying about the 49ers out there? Well, I want somebody to tell me some Titans news or something like that. They don't want to hear about that. They know our backup quarterback. They know all the little controversies. They know our owners' names. They know about quotes. They know what our players are saying in the locker rooms. Give me some news on like Miami. Give me some Dolphins news or something.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that, man. Listen, the Cowboys, they're America's team for a reason.
There you go. It is what it is. What's good with the Bengals? Y'all got some Andy Dalton news over there? How's he performing?
Man, I care about my boys, and that's it, man.
Thank you, sir.
But another thing I wanted to ask you too, just out of curiosity, I really feel that even though as great as we're doing, I really feel we need to exploit Jameez Olawale. I think that's how you pronounce his name, right?
Jameez Olawale, the fullback?
Yeah, the fullback, man. I think they really need to, exploit, because he's, for a fullback, man, he's fast. I think Okoye did a video on him when we first got him in the when they picked up Keith Smith over the Raiders, and then we got Olawale. But, I mean, he's fast. He can block. You know what I'm saying? And if you remember, I think, was it last week when they threw the ball to him and got the first down on the little
that was in Atlanta.
The fake handoff?
That was in Atlanta on the left side of the field,
okay,
yeah.
It was in Atlanta. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel Linehan's doing a much better job. I'll give it to him now. But if he can just exploit the rest of the pieces we have, like even Ross Smith, I feel like a lot of people overlook Ross Smith or underlook him or however you want to, label it, because Zeke's the guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, Zeke's a beast. But, if they use Rod Smith, I feel a little bit more, especially when it comes to passing. Like, if you remember last year, they did that little slant that Rod took to the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind seeing something like a fake handoff, a fake jet sweep handoff to Cooper, fake handoff to Zeke, and do a nice little slant on the opposite side to, Rod Smith.
Well,
because I don't think that's something that defenses really would expect.
I mean, we had a package for it, like a twins type package. We'll have Zeke and Rod on the field, 20 personnel, 21 personnel, whatever. So Rod has been on the field when Zeke's on the field. Sometimes it's just it's hard to have Zeke on the field and not give the ball to him. If I'm not giving Zeke the ball, I'm trying to give Amari the ball. If neither one of them can get it to Gallup or just run it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel what you're saying, though. I dig that. I agree.
All right. So last thing, before I'm gonna get out of your head, because I'm gonna let you finish your live feed and everything. But
gotcha.
My last question, and I want your honest opinion. Honestly speaking, what do you think is Dak's standing right now as a quarterback? Do you think that he's gonna be one of the elite quarterbacks in the future? Do you think that Jerry should sign him for this big $100 million contract that people are talking about, or just talk about your opinion on him? His downfalls, how he's progressed, things like that.
I think it's only 3 elite quarterbacks. Sometimes it's 4. Brady, Rodgers, Breeze. That's it. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, close seconds. So, skill talent wise, I don't think Dak will ever be an elite guy. But that's fine. You can win with non-elite guys. Having a better quarterback doesn't necessarily mean you win. It's worked with the Patriots, but Nick Foles won the damn Super Bowl. And on the same token, Guys like Phillip Rivers can't get it done. Guys like Matt Stafford can't get it done. You know, guys like that. Guys with better arm talent like Joe Flacco. You know what I mean? He can win a Super Bowl if the circumstances are right. Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers ain't really getting it done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fine with the notion that,
and that's I'm sorry for cutting you off, man, but that's the crazy thing. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Dak is gonna be. I'm not overhyping Dak, saying he's gonna be the next Brady. But why is it that he gets so much? And I guess you said ratings. I understand that, but he gets so much hate and so much like blame. But then you look at guys like Rodgers that are these elite quarterbacks that have, you know, great arms and great ball placement and can do it for the most part without having a lot of weapons and having high value skill positions. But then when they're struggling on years like this, because Aaron Rodgers is struggling. I mean, they got rid of Ty Montgomery, they got rid of HaHa Clinton-Dix, so that's their main safety on the back end for defense. You know, he's struggling. Yeah. But that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't for some reason get exploited. He's not held accountable for it. It's got to be the coaching, or it's got to be the defense. He doesn't have nobody now. But then a couple weeks ago they were just saying, Dak's not that good because he doesn't have anybody. And, you know, he can't get it done. He's not an elite quarterback like Rodgers. So why is it that he's getting the blame over these quarterbacks that are elite and struggling?
Quit watching TV, bro. Just stop it. Quit watching TV. They gonna talk about the better quarterback and but but bruh, the damn Falcons 4-7 right now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Lions are 4-7 right now. The Packers are 4-6-1 right now. You know what I'm saying? I never want to get into quarterback game with these people. I don't want to play that quarterback game with these people. You know what I'm saying? It's a team effort. If we can do our thing, just do our thing. We ain't got to worry about none of that stuff. But yo, Rick, quit watching the media, bro. Quit watching them. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your health, my G.
Yeah, being from New York, man, that's kind of hard. That's the city that never sleeps.
Stop watching TV though, Rick. That's all I ask of you.
All right, but listen, as long as my boys come on, that's the main time I gotta watch that TV. You feel me?
Tune in to Law Nation and Voch Lombard and Nicoya and Fuster King and Joe Rod. Damn, thanks for calling, bro.
All right, man. Have a good day.
Yeah, wrong with Rick, dog. Boy, Voch, did you hear what Colin Cowherd had to say? No. I never know what Colin Cowherd got to say. Never know what Stephen A. Smith got to say. I don't listen to them folk. I don't know, man. I just try to, you know, keep it a buck, keep it, you know, just do my own thing, and I let the film speak. I you know, y'all ain't got to follow what I say. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. My word ain't law, but my word is Voch. Law's word is law. Anyway, it's been real. We had a great stream last night. Great stream today, this morning. Just wanted to come in and shoot the little shot with y'all just to kind of put some points in the air, talk about my thoughts, talk about the stats, listen to the 105.3 The Fan, guys. You know, we got a chance to hear Jaylon Smith today, just hear different perspectives. Celebration is over with. The celebration is over. Now it's time to get back to work. It's time to watch the film, figure out what we did right, figure out what we did wrong, moving forward, different types of little matchups, things that we could do. Once that's done, no more looking back at the Saints because it doesn't matter anymore. It's time to look at the Eagles. What are they going to bring to the table? Can we sweep them? All that kind of shit. Then, you know what I'm saying? So this has been a good Friday for us. We're going to be watching film. I'm going to hit my plug and see if I can get some film. And I may drop a video tonight. I may drop the Van Der Esch Jaylon Smith video tonight. Stay tuned for that. I may premiere it. Who knows? But expect film all week. If I can possibly, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but if I could possibly try to get film out every day of the week this week, we'll see. We'll see if we'll have something every day for y'all. But views matter. If I can get the views, if I can get the likes, I'll keep doing it. Like this, comment, follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Tell the ladies in the chat box, bye, see you next time. You know what I'm saying? We had a great little family community exchange today. We came together and fellowshipped over football, the thing that we love. People that normally wouldn't have anything in common, people that normally wouldn't meet each other in a normal situation. Football can bring us all together and give us something in common that we can all love and be passionate about and learn and even teach from, you know, different perspectives or whatnot. So salute to y'all, salute to me, salute to football. You know what I mean? I'm appreciative of all y'all, of all the Patreons, all the super chats, everybody that comes in to support this thing and to keep it going. This was a great win, but at the end of the day, we got more work to do. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski. The Peasky Whiskey is implied. Incognito is hilarious. He ain't lying. All right, y'all. Salute. Peace.